behind the fence. Here comes Brown back in. Shot. And saved by Moe. They have a 3-on-1.
What a glove.
This is Nesson, your home for Bruins hockey. Boston, Montreal, Game 4. This is Nesson's Bruins Digest live from Boston Garden. Pull out all the cliches, backs to the wall, there's no tomorrow because they all apply. We'll look again at action from Montreal's win in Game 3. Big old Larry Robinson, 17 years with Canadiens and still a major factor. He's their leading scorer in this series. Steve Burton gets a feature look on tonight's Digest. We'll feature too an interview with Bruins goaltender Reggie Lemelin. There was Game 3 action in the Norris and the Smythe last night. Calgary is one away from a sweep. Dave will recap action from those games. And I hate to use the word, but the Royals swept the Sox at Fenway, a 10-0 rout this afternoon. We'll look at some of the highlights of that one too, all on tonight's Bruins Digest. Well, the crowd that is in the process of filling up Boston Garden for Game 4 of this Adams Division title series is hoping they'll be sitting in on the start of some hockey history here tonight. The Bruins, down 3-0 in this best-of-7, are trying to become just the third team in hockey history to come back and take 4 straight after being in that backs-against-the-wall pose. They are trying to follow in the footsteps of the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs, who won the Cup that year after falling behind the Red Wings, the 3-0. And to the footsteps of the 1975 New York Islanders, who did it against Pittsburgh in the quarterfinals. So what the Bruins are trying to accomplish here tonight, starting tonight, hasn't been accomplished in the last 14 years, but I guess the key thing is that it has been done, which means that it can be done again, as unlikely as that may seem right at the moment. Game 3 was here at the Garden. You saw it here on Nesson back on Friday night. It started out as though it would be a Montreal waltz, but it didn't end up that way. Goaltenders for Game 3, the same as Game 2. Lemelin for the Bruins, Patrick Roy, who has been amazing, in there again for Montreal. Tough to play catch-up against Canadiens, but the Bruins would have to because Stéphane Richer scores the first. 1-0 Montreal. Boston defense not what it had been in the 2 earlier games. Shot situation in the first. It was 9-8 after 1 and a 1-0 lead Canadiens. The Bruins hadn't yet awakened. They would later, but when Mats Naslund puts this one home for a 2-0 Montreal lead, the Garden was quiet. Best Boston chance to score actually came when Peter Svoboda almost put one past his own man. Roy there to prevent some serious embarrassment for Svoboda. McPhee in the box. The Bruins fail again on a power play. 0 for 10 for the series. A couple of minutes later, things really get serious.
Over the Boston line to Naslund. Naslund able to penetrate, move behind the net, circle back for Svoboda, and he scores. And it is 3-0 Montreal.
Sad situation at that moment and no indication of the way the game was about to turn because here come the Bruins.
Kenny at the line of Joyce. Joyce trying to move in. Can't. Neufeld to Joyce. He scores! Bobby Joyce from Ray Neufeld. And the Bruins get on the board.
And the crowd back in the action. Joyce got the first one, then the second.
Up the board, stopped by Cork. Cork draws it in. Scores! A goal by Joyce to make it 3-2.
At the end of 2 periods, and the game that appeared out of reach wasn't. Third period, the Bruins tie it.
Joyce, who has the 2 goals, fighting for it in deep, gives it. For Gianni, a shot. Scores! Gianni from Joyce to tie it at 3.
Shades of Game 2 and Buffalo. Joyce, by the way, an assist on the Gianni goal. Canadiens weren't quite ready to roll over, though. Mike McPhee puts them back up 4-3 at 5:20 of the third period. But now even the Bruins' power play was working as they get their first of the series.
Now into Gianni. Gianni has scored a goal. Holding. But Talbot, the drop. Michael Talbot!
And nearly deflected it.
And there were 14,000-plus believers at Boston Garden, but a rare mistake by Reggie Lemelin. Russ Courtnall is pretty well taken care of defensively, but Lemelin comes way out of his net. Courtnall slides in the go-ahead goal, 5-4 Montreal, and Reggie knows he had done a no-no. Down to the final minute. Bruins pull Lemelin, never develop an attack. Canadiens hold off a ferocious Bruins comeback bid to win it 5-4 and go up in the series 3-0. So once again, all of those cliches apply. Backs to the wall, there's no tomorrow, do or die. The funny thing is that while Montreal holds what is all but an overwhelming 3-0 lead on the Bruins, all three games have been decided by just one goal. 3-2 in game one, 3-2 in overtime in game two, and then 5-4 in that game back on Friday night. And while Montreal is now unbeaten in 7 games for the postseason, 6 of the 7 games they have won have been by just one goal, including their last 6 in a row. And around the rest of the league, well, Dave Shea has our update on the other 3 division finals. David?
Norris Division Finals, the St. Louis Blues emerging at Chicago Stadium. Let's pick it up. First period action. Blackhawks up 1-0. And up on left wing, it's Denny Savard. He'll cut right and shoot. Bullseye. His 5th of the playoffs, 2-0 Chicago. Now on to the early second period action. The Blues get on the board. In front, Steve Tuttle will beat Alain Chevrier, and St. Louis is within a goal at 2-1. But back come the Blackhawks. Steve Thomas will drop for Wayne Presley. Then Thomas tips Presley's shot past Greg Millen. 3-1 Chicago. Still in the second period, Troy Murray will send one out to Bob Bassett, who gets his first playoff goal. A 4-1 Blackhawk lead. Now at the score, 4-2 Chicago. In the third period, Savard will be the man to key the victory. He ices it, beating Millen low to the glove side. 5-2 Blackhawks as they go on to a 2-1 lead in the best of 7. Meanwhile, the Kings fans hoping that their team can take a bite out of Calgary's lead. It's Stanley Cup fever on the brain in La La Land. But the Flames have winning on their minds. Opening minutes of Game 3, Jamie McCowan puts the visitors up 1-0 with this shot past Kelly Hrudey. The Flames will make it 2-0 when big Joel Otto turns Jim Weimer inside out. He scores and the Flames have a 2-goal lead. Late in the first, Tom Laidlaw will put L.A. on the board with this goal. Wayne Gretzky and Jay Miller celebrate with Laidlaw 2-1 after 1. In the second, it'll be Doug Gilmour with a slippery shot that finds its way in. 3-1 Calgary. However, the Kings will answer right back. Out in front, it's Steve Casper with the goal, and the Kings are back within a goal at 3-2. But Gilmour will put this 2-goal advantage back on the scoreboard with a breakaway. Watch Gilmour, who had 2 goals in Game 2. He has 2 in Game 3. 4-2 Flames. And the Kings fans go home with their team down 3-0. There hadn't been a fight in the Patrick Division Finals until the 7-second mark of Game 3. Philly's Craig Berube and Pittsburgh's Phil Bourque go at it right off the bat. A 1-1 game in the second. Pittsburgh's Jock Collender puts the Penguins up 2-1 with his second goal of the playoffs. The Penguins would then take a 3-2 lead through 2 periods. Only 1 goal scored in the third. Flyers on the attack. Look at Dave Poland. He'll tie the game at 3 off the rebound. 3-3 the score, and on to overtime we go. Well, we hate to disappoint that Flyer fan because in the overtime, it'll be the pride of Chelmsford, Massachusetts, Phil Bourque. He gets the puck past Ron Hextall, and the Penguins take a 4-3 overtime win at the Spectrum in Philly. Pittsburgh takes the series lead 2-1 with Game 4 coming up tonight.
All right, David, thank you. And I'll be back with a look at what happened out at Fenway Park between the Red Sox and the Kansas City Royals this afternoon. And Steve Burton will have a feature look at Montreal's Larry Robinson. When tonight's Bruins Digest continues live from Boston Garden on Nesson.
Night, December.
Here is another way to look at the problem that faces the Bruins right now, which obviously is the need for them to beat Montreal 4 straight games. Consider that Montreal hasn't lost 3 games in a row all year, and that only twice did they lose games back-to-back. And the last time that happened was last October during the first month of the season. Basically, what we're saying here is what you already know, that it ain't going to be easy, folks. And at Fenway this afternoon, it was cold again. The Kansas City Royals again, and the Sox lost again. A sunny and cool Sunday at Fenway for this one. Wes Gardner looking for his first win of the year. But it's a quick start by the Royals. First inning, George Brett's single to right center scores Willie Wilson. 1-0, Kansas City. Joe Morgan can then only watch in amazement. Bo Jackson with a prodigious shot into the bleachers in right center that came with a man on in the second. The Royals' lead is 3-0. The damage far from over. Wilson slices one down into the left field corner for another run. That's one of 17 Royal hits today. KC well on their way to a weekend sweep of the Sox. It's 4-0. In the fourth, KC made it 5-love as Kurt Stillwell rockets one down the right field line for another run. Stillwell dives into second, and this one is looking easy. Good day for KC's Charlie Liebrandt. Rings up Rick Cerrone on strikes in the fifth on his way to the complete game victory. And in the ninth, the Royals hit double figures for the afternoon. 41-year-old catcher Bob Boone gets into the act, plinks one off the wall with an RBI double that makes it 10-0 Kansas City, which is the way it ended. The Royals pounded an assortment of Red Sox pitchers for 17 base hits, and 8 of the 9 starters had at least one run batted in. Final out of the ball game, Royals sweep the series and take Game 3 10-0. So the Royals, and here's that word again, sweep their series with the Red Sox and have tomorrow off now. The Sox do, before the White Sox come into Fenway for games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All 3 of those games, by the way, here on NESN. Here, for the Bruins to avoid a sweep, they have got to find a way to break through a Montreal defense that has bent a little bit, but has yet to break. With the likes of Ryan Walter doing his shadow job on Cam Neely, Norris Trophy candidate Chris Chelios, Patrick Roy in goal, and, of course, the ageless wonder back there at the blue line, Larry Robinson. NESN Steve Burton has more on that man. Steve?
Without question, he's one of the greatest defensemen ever to play the game. He's as much part of the Montreal Canadiens tradition as the red, white, and blue sweaters they wear. 17 years with the Habs. And while it may be hard to believe, this series may be the last time Bruins fans ever see Larry Robinson in a Montreal uniform.
Robinson has already been voted to the Canadiens' all-time team, and his place in the Hockey Hall of Fame is all but assured. After 17 seasons and 6 Stanley Cups, this man knows a thing or two about what it takes to win.
There is enjoyment. There is enjoyment in winning. I mean, that goes without saying. And I think to perform well and to do well in a losing cause, I don't think you can ever get any enjoyment out of that.
More impressive than all the awards and championships has been Robinson's ability to thrive in Montreal, the NHL's equivalent to playing under a microscope.
There is a lot of pressure to win, but it's good. I think it makes you a better hockey player, and I think it makes you a better person, because nothing in life comes easy. And certainly being a hockey player in Montreal is not an easy chore, and I'm sure it's not an easy chore in any city. And what it does, it puts pressure on you to perform. So when you get out into the real life, I think it prepares you for that.
Robinson's NHL resume glitters with achievement. 7 times an All-Star, winner of the Norris Trophy in 1977, and he was awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP in 1978. Toss in those 6 Stanley Cups, and you can see why big number 19 has been a key member of the league's most storied franchise.
You know, it's funny, Larry. At 37, he certainly is a much better player than he was at 31 when I first got to the team. So, you know, I can see him playing for a couple more years or however long he wants and maintaining that level that he's showing right now.
He's certainly been a very stable force for us in defense. While we've had maybe a more dynamic defenseman at this time right now, he's been there to hold them through the years while they've been learning their trade. And he's still a valuable asset for this team and for the NHL.
Everything else that I have accomplished is because I've had the opportunity to play alongside of some very, very great hockey people and very talented hockey people. And that's the only reason that I've accomplished what I have.
As campaign number 17 winds down, Robinson is setting his sights on another cup. And once again, there are rumors floating about that this may be his final season in Montreal.
I like to live life to its fullest, and just the last few years I've been starting to enjoy myself, and maybe someday, like you say, I'll sit down in the old rocking chair with my grandchildren and we can talk about the things that have happened to me. But right now it's just another season and another day in the life of a hockey player.
It's hard to imagine Bruins fans ever missing anybody that's played for the Canadiens. But when the time comes that Larry Robertson does decide to hang up his skates, the Bruins-Montreal rivalry will never be the same. For Nesson, I'm Steve Burton.
I'll be back. We'll take a look at the top scorers, the leading goaltenders in this series, and for Dave Shea's conversation with Bruins goaltender Reggie Lemelin, when Nesson's Bruins Digest continues live from Boston Garden on Nesson. Some guests who appear on Nesson's Bruins Digest receive a gift certificate from Carton's Jewelers, who feature Tissot watches. Tissot, Swiss quality time and cartons, the best the world has to offer at 15 convenient locations throughout New England. Now, when you talk about Montreal's defense, you're talking about a club that's not going to shut you out regularly, but you're talking about a team that will try to take away what it is you do best. Take a look at some numbers here that tend to illustrate the point. Now, Cam Neely is the Bruins' leading goal scorer for the playoffs so far with 6, but 5 of those happened back in the Buffalo series. Against Montreal, he has been limited to 1. That was on a power play. Craig Janney is the leading point getter, but he has been held to just 1 goal in the first 3 games here, too. Bob Joyce, who keyed the comeback bid in Game 3, has scored 3 of the 8 goals the Bruins have against Canadiens, and Sweeney and Neufeld round out the scoring. Offensively, Ray Bourque hasn't been a factor in the series yet, limited to 1 lone assist. And Andy Moog, by the way, will be in goal for the Bruins tonight. Meanwhile, Canadiens continue to get production from the people they expect to put the puck in the net. Smith, who had the game winner in overtime in Game 2, Portnall and Naslund. Guy Carbonneau has been blanked through the first 3 games, but Larry Robinson, who was an ofer back in the Hartford series, has come back now with 5 assists in the 3 here against the Bruins. Matter of fact, he is Montreal's leading scorer in this series. And the goalies, Roy and Hayward, although the Bruins haven't seen Hayward yet, we understand he will be in goal for the Canadiens in the game tonight. With Andy Moog having the start against the Bruins and his first in this series, replacing Reggie Lemelin, that means that Lemelin is the backup for the game tonight, and he is Dave Shea's guest here on Bruins Digest. David?
Thank you, Tom. Reggie, obviously no need to go into what has to be done tonight. Let's talk about how we've gotten to this point. Is there that much difference between this Bruins club and this Canadiens club from a year ago?
Well, there's a little bit of difference. I think the Montreal Canadiens is a little bit better hockey club, but I don't think they're that much better to win 10 games in a row on us. There's some missing somewhere. We just little things, I think. We're close, but we're not there.
A year ago, I don't think there was any denying that this club truly believed in itself, that it would go out and beat the Montreal Canadiens long before that series arrived. I sense that even though the guys went up and played great hockey the first 2 nights, that confidence wasn't as strong as it was a year ago.
No, I think if we would have been in the position last year to win in overtime, we would have probably pulled a goal out, you know. And but Montreal has the confidence right now. They've ridden a good season. They're really playing well, and they have confidence in their personnel. They have a good 4 lines. They're well matched, and they play within the club style so well. You know, nobody tries to go away from that, and they just keep plugging. And they seem to always have the confidence they can make the big play when the game is at stake.
You know, it's amazing in sport how psychology plays such a big role, not just in this game or this series, but in all sports, especially when it comes to repeating. Notice how many champions fail to repeat the following year in the most case, and it has to be all mental because the talent is still there.
The talent's still there, but it's a different season, you know. It's a different time of the year, whatever. Sometimes you have different players that have made such a different impact. Last year we had about 5 or 6 guys that really played above their heads. This year, we just have a hard time finding that kind of performance from maybe 5 or 6 individuals. So it makes a big difference right there.
Yeah, last year Harry Sinden pushed the right buttons, picked up a Craig Janney and a Bob Joyce and added a Willie Plett along the way. This year, the moves just haven't panned out, and as a result, it makes it that much of a steeper hill to climb, doesn't it?
Well, we went through a rough season of injury, and toward the second half, we picked up a little bit, but we never really picked up to the point where we could really, take the end of the season and carry into the playoffs into a real high note. It's been an up and down season, and our playoffs are up and downs right now. When people tell you that it's hard to turn it on and turn it off, you just can't turn it on all of a sudden. It is very true. I think you have to build your momentum and carry it right through.
Well, look at it this way, Reg. The odds have to be on the Bruins side. Montreal hasn't lost a game since March 17th. That's over a month. They're due.
Very much so. Like funny things have happened before. This is a game again, and I think our team will come out and play a sound game again, try their hardest, and if we can maybe get one tonight and carry it through Montreal, and once you get to Montreal, you have nothing to lose again. Take it one game at a time. I remember with the Flames, we were down 3, and we took them to 7 game. We did lose a 7 game, but at least we put the effort in, and I think you'll see a good effort tonight from the Bruins again. And we're going to give it our best shot, to try to turn this thing around.
Reggie, good luck. Hopefully we'll see you back here Thursday.
Thank you very much.
Reggie Lennon, our guest. Tom, back to you.
All right, David, and I guess that's about all you can ask at this point is that everybody give it their best shot. It's Boston-Montreal, Game 4 coming up here on Nesson. Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson, Dave Shea have the call coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is Bruins Digest. We are live at Boston Garden on Nesson. Guest appearing on Nesson's Bruins Digest receive a gift from Casio, makers of the Casio Color TV 400. With built-in speaker and a 2-inch screen, wherever you go, instant replays and favorite programs are in the palm of your hand. Casio's TV 400. Yeah, there's kind of an interesting pre-face-off scene here at Boston Garden. We are just a matter of minutes away from Game 4 now at the Garden. It's always difficult, really, to know exactly what to expect. Back on Friday night, every reason to expect that the Bruins would come out all fired up. First game in front of the home crowd and all of that. But it didn't happen until much later, until after Montreal had piled up a 3-0 lead. But we talked with some of the players anyway to find out how they felt about this one.
We're there. We're just coming up a little short, so we'll just have to work harder and we'll try to get that game tomorrow. I mean, we just have to focus on Game 4. We can't worry about what's happened or what's past.
We know we have to win, and we know we can win, and we just have to go out and and do it tomorrow. Like I said, there's no tomorrow after it. You always have to win and keep winning.
So far, we've been in every game, but we haven't been able to get that little extra to put us over the edge. If we can find that and just, try to carry it to another game and to another game and see what happens.
We go into every game thinking we can win, and we'll be prepared for it. We'll try to look at some things we can do better, and we'll try to think of some of the things that perhaps Boston will change so that they can do better, and we'll come to play the game.
We've just been able to get the big goal when we needed it in each of the 3 games, and hopefully we can do the same thing in Game 4.
Take it a shift at a time.
It's do or die now.
You can only take one at a time now.
You give them any opportunities, and it seems they capitalize. So, we just got to really shut them down in that aspect of the game and not give them anything.
Montreal coach Pat Burns is pretty sure what he's going to see from the Bruins tonight. He says they will come out hitting and flying. Burns says the Bruins have a lot of character. They will not roll over and die in front of their own fans. Well, that is what we're about to see. I'm Tom Larson. That's Bruins Digest for this time. And we'll be back at the intermissions with highlights and interviews, and then more of the same on our Bruins Instant Replay after the game. So, once more, at least, stand by for Boston Bruins hockey.
6 seconds left. Carbonneau just holds it. He says, I concede. And Greg Johnston up from the Maine Mariners played a game, and the salute to Lemlin. You never saw 4 better games than Reggie Lemlin turned in.
It's a scene no Bruins fan will ever forget, but one that seems so long ago. After dropping the Montreal Canadiens in 5 games a year ago, the Bruins now stand on the brink of elimination, trailing Montreal 3 games to none in this year's Adams Division Finals. This series has been eerily reminiscent of so many Boston-Montreal showdowns of years past. In Game 1, the Bruins outshot the Habs 2-1. Yet an opportunistic Canadiens team found the net 3 times in 15 tries, escaping with a 3-2 win. In Game 2, Brent Gilchrist tilted the Bruins with this pinball machine-style goal, one that tied the game and eventually led to a Montreal overtime win. Game 3, with the game on the line, this Mike McPhee shot found its way through a myriad of legs, sticks, and skates, past Reggie Lemlin and into the Bruins' net. Yet this Bruins effort in overtime of Game 2 died at Patrick Roy's doorstep. These 2 plays seem to epitomize the series, as the bad guys in red and blue have made their breaks and capitalized on them. If you've been scrambling for your record book, you know that you could count the number of teams that have recovered from a 3-0 deficit on just one hand. True, the Bruins have won 4 straight from Montreal just a year ago. However, tonight's situation calls for nothing less than a repeat performance. The Bruins will take things one step at a time. The Canadiens are looking to put it away on Garden Ice tonight. Up next, the Bruins make their last stand. It's game number 4 of the Adams Division Finals, and it's live on NESN. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Boston Garden for Game 4 of this division finale and what could be the wrap-up to an up-and-down season for the Boston Bruins. Hi, I'm Dave Shea, and, well, the Bruins really have nothing to lose at this point. They have already lost 3 games, and as a result, their backs, if I can wear out the cliche one more time, are up against the wall. You know Montreal is going to come out tonight and just play very simple Canadian-style hockey. Very tight defensive hockey, waiting for the Bruins to make a mistake and then hope to capitalize on it. That's the way Montreal came out in Game 3. The Bruins said they would come out and play desperate. However, they were timid, afraid to make that mistake and allow Montreal to jump out on top. So rather than taking a chance at forcing mistakes in the Montreal end, they ended up making mistakes in their own end, and the Canadiens burned them. Tonight, they'll just have to go out and play the desperate hockey they talked about so much prior to Game 3. Let it all hang out. Take it to Patrick Roy or Brian Hayward, whoever ends up in the Montreal goal. And if they make a mistake and get burned, so be it. But maybe there's a chance to turn the momentum around and stretch this series out at least 2 more days and force a Game 5 in Montreal. Andy Moog will get the call for Boston tonight. Again, Pat Burns waiting until game time to announce his goaltending decision. For a closer look at how this one shapes up, let's go up to the booth right now with Fred and Derek.
Thank you, Dave. And what style of game are you looking forward to in this one, Derek?
Well, the Bruins had better come out banging, Fred. They had a lot of success with it in the latter 30 minutes of the last game. Bobby Joyce, Newfield taking the body at every turn, and they had some success with that. They threw caution to the wind, came out with enthusiasm. When after they were down 3-0, they had nothing to lose. They proved that they can hit this Montreal Hockey Club.
Well, a big factor then could be Cam Neely.
And he's the key. I mean, the Bruins seem to go, as goes Cam Neely, so go the Bruins. And in a situation like tonight, they've got to have his leadership. He's been struggling with the flu. He feels a little better tonight, and we're going to need that from him. He's got to be hitting.
Well, for Montreal, of course, you've got to go to Claude Lemieux, very steady right winger. He has a tendency to annoy the opposition, but that's to Montreal advantage.
Well, I was impressed with his interview with Dave Shea the last game, and he was commenting that he feels that hitting is his job. He doesn't like the fighting, but Claude Lemieux's an instigator. He's got all the tools. He's aggressive. He loves it. He's a Montreal Canadian through and through. Tremendous enthusiasm he plays with. He'll be a concern tonight. If Neely's banging, he'll have to bang back.
And we'll have the opening face-off in just a minute.
Presentation of Boston Bruins Stanley Cup Hockey is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by Nissan, building cars for people who want more than just a means of getting from here to there. Nissan, built for the human race. And by Sullivan Tire Family Car Care Center. because family spirit is what Sullivan is all about. And by your New England area Century 21 offices. Put your trust in #1 Century 21. And by Chevy dealers of New England. Start where more people end up. Buy a Chevy today. Well, we're back just in time for Rene Rancourt to take mic in hand and perform the Canadian and American national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing heart we see thee rise, the true north strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Rene Rancourt. Little story to go along with the salute and the wave we'll tell you about a little bit later. Let's take a look at who's in goal tonight. First, the officials, Ron Hogarth, with Gordy Brossiker and Ron Finn. Again, the linesman, the backup referee tonight, Paul Stewart. Brian Hayward getting the start goal tonight for Montreal. He saw action in one game in the Hartford series, won that 5-4 in overtime, and this is his first appearance in this Adams Division Finals. Andy Moog, who won 3 games against Buffalo, the loser in Game 1, making his second start against the Canadiens. We're set to go, and with the action and the call, here's Fred Cusick.
Thank you, Dave, and Craig Janney at center. Ray Neufeld on the right and Bobby Joyce on the left. Brian Strudlin, Claude Lemieux, and Mike McPhee. Ludwig and Chelios. Chelios pops it away. Back for it, Ray Bork. He's on with Wesley. And Janney and Bork started away. Wesley up. And it may be icy, but forced to play it is Hayward. Bork a hit on McPhee. Bork keeps it in. Now Ludwig and Joyce. And Chelios gets it. He is checked in deep. Lemieux trying to move it out. Stopped by Bork. The shot blocked in front by Chelios. Chelios controls. Starts away to Mike McPhee. McPhee up the left wing side. Checked by Bork. It rolls in for Strudlin. Put in front. Touched by Lemieux. Deflected into the stand. And a face-off called outside the line since Lemieux touched it.
Let's take a look at who is addressing for tonight's game. Kenny Linsman's still out. Bobby Carpenter injured his wrist in Game 3 and will not play tonight. Greg Johnson will center a line instead. Tommy Lehman still out of action. Martinson, Peterson, Dufresne, Thibodeau, and Gilchrist not dressing tonight for the Canadiens, who are basically healthy.
Very sound hockey club, the Montreal Canadiens. No real glaring superstars like a Lemieux or a Gretzky, but they just play so sound as a system, as a team. Pat Burns has them playing with a lot of confidence. You got to scratch tooth and nail, and you got to take the body on them.
The Boston line, Sweeney, Burridge, and Crowder. Lyndon Byers dressed with the injury to Carpenter. Kelvin and Peterson are on the fence. At center ice, the interception by Walter in the clear in. And they're changing up the Canadian line. Away comes Burridge. Byers in wide. Sweeney able to keep it in behind the net. To Burridge. Missed it. 20 feet in front alone. If that's on his stick, he had a dead-on challenge against Hayward. Sweeney from behind the net.
A great play by Sweeney. Montreal, no one picked him up. Pass was so hard, tough to get.
No one picked up Burridge, who was alone, and it went right under his stick. Back comes Football. Football hit by Bork. Bork takes over. Too far ahead. It's up to Crowder. Crowder trying to set up Burridge. That doesn't work, and Boston is changing up. Well, a little strategy, tactics by the coaches. See how the matchups go. Neely hit in deep on Green. The puck is cleared away, and Ray Bork with it. Now to Galley, catching a change for Neely. Neely over the line, forced back by Robinson. Check, keeps it in. Can't connect with anybody. Taken over. The Canadiens popped in front by Neely. He can't get it. Walter takes down the man Bork and wanted a call there. Eric Desjardins dressing for this action and on defense with Robinson. Bork clears it in. Going for it. Galley. Galley pass in front. Neely forced deep. Desjardins checks it. Carter battling. Carter checked by Carbonneau. Opening minutes, no score. Finally, Desjardins takes over. A rookie defenseman. Played in the World Hockey Tournament. This could be a... No, they wave off the ice. And back comes Brickley. Brickley too far ahead of Burridge. Behind the net. Tapped away to Chelios. Chelios to Naslund. Naslund can't clear. Kelvin is shot. Locked in front by Robinson. Breaking Smith. Smith over the line to Naslund. He's broken up. Burridge back with Brickley. Off to Brickley. Brickley, a shot. Hit the post. To the right of Hayward. Andy Brickley could have been a big one. Ludwig back. Broken up. And Wesley with it. Clears it out. Naslund puts it back in. Andy Brickley, a superb chance on a feed from Burridge. And it hit the post to the right of Hayward. Out comes Brickley again. A hard drive deflected in. Neufeld trying to get it. Can't do it. Ludwig starting back. Safely behind the net to Chelios, who slows the pace down. No score. 4 minutes into the first period. Bruins up tempo. Better than they were by far in game number 3. This clear will be icing. No score back in a moment.
Great pass from Randy Burge to Andy Brickley, and he drills this.
Ryan Hayward well out of the net. Missed his angle. Took a look at him, and this shot finishes up. Hayward's, oh my God, thank you. It's got to be a little rusty. Hayward's an excellent goalkeeper. It's just that he hasn't seen the puck in competition in a little while.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. That's too long for a goalkeeper.
Ganny back. There are no shots on. That one by Brickley doesn't count as a shot. Which, when you come right down to it, is kind of ridiculous. But in stats, backward shoe bottom now. A pass up Janney, able to clear it away, but it's covered by Green. Off to Svoboda. Now McPhee winding up. Galley forced him back. This pass breaks away and will be icing as Shoebottom gets it.
See, as good as the Montreal Canadiens are, when you're skating like this and looking to take the body at every opportunity, you don't get the time to make the good pass. You really got to be on the money.
This copyrighted program is brought to you under pay cable TV rights granted by the Boston Bruins solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the New England Sports Network and the Boston Bruins is prohibited. Last night I was, or I should say Friday night, wondering where Greg Hoggood was. I talked to Terry O'Reilly before the game. He says, I heard you coaching up there. He said, Hoggood's size is a detriment in a series like this, especially in our own end, and for that reason, Hoggood hasn't seen that much action.
It's back to Telvin. Screen shot. It hit the side of the net, not the post to the left of Hayward, but it came close. Puck knocked out. Wesley with it. Right back to Crowder. The Bruins carry the play, but there are no shots by either side. Crowder, a hard hit on Green. Battling for it in deep. And out of it, Burridge. Burridge wheels around in the corner. Back to Telvin. Telvin fakes. Trying to move in. Hauled down and belted down by Skrudland. Back up, the Canadiens break. Lemieux on Wesley. Lemieux, a shot, missed the net. Nobody's hit the net yet. It bounces to Burridge. Burridge with Crowder over the line, and it's blocked by Desjardins. In deep, it is Svoboda. Checked on the play, and now it is Sweeney trying to get it free. Sweeney trying to kick it free.
Trying to kick it by the helmet.
And Carter scraps to keep it in. Does. But it rolls behind the net. Desjardins stolen by Johnston. Shot to save. The first one on. A great chance. Greg Johnston with a steal. Bruins fight for it in deep. Now on the point. Kept in. Knocked away. Icing on Montreal. With the score of Austin nothing. Montreal nothing. Back in a moment.
Good anticipation on the part of Greg Johnston. Right there. He sees the pass coming up through the middle. A bad move on Montreal's part to try to make that clearing pass off the gut.
Yeah, the bad move comes as a result. You take a peek at all the bodies out there. Guy coming off the bench. You don't have time as a defenseman to pick that up. Johnston come right on the puck.
That was gone away to Carbonneau. Carbonneau over the line. Watched by Johnston. And Johnston able to get it. Can't clear it. It goes around to Gainey. Gainey to Walter. In front near the net. Carbonneau behind the net. Trying to poke it in. Blocked. Carbonneau again. The other side. Puts it in front. Blocked. And a penalty net dislodged. As heavy action in front. Johnston challenging Carbonneau.
Al Peterson, Fred, was the guy who checked Bob Gainey into the goalpost. I said Donald Dufresne was the one that made that bad pass. It was Eric Desjardins, who haven't seen in this series yet, have we?
No, this is his first time. Guy Carbonneau, cheap shot on Greg Johnson, got very upset. Johnson keeps his temper probably as well as anyone in the league. He got very upset there. Prior to the commercial break, upset at Lemieux as well. Greg Johnston getting feisty, Dave.
Greg Johnston has come into his own over the last couple of months of the season and on into the playoffs, and he's going to be one that the Bruins will be looking for bigger and better things from training camp in September.
Maturing, getting better all the time. Right along with Gary Galley, who's been in the league a while. He's improving defensively, very sound. Always had a great pair of legs and a great shot. The offensive tools.
Well, that certainly doesn't bode well for Boston. Only two teams to come back after being down 3-0.
Very, very difficult.
Johnston and Carbonneau matching penalties. Teams at full strength. The shot in by Desjardins, who's seen plenty of action in the game so far. And now it is Ray Bourque with it, starting out for Shoebottom. He's broken up at center ice and over the line. Richer, a shot and a save by Moe. Centering pass knocked away, and the Bruins get it out. Trying to break his Byers, can't do it. Back comes Richer, intercepted by Janney. Janney, excellent defensive player. He is broken up by Courtnall, though. Now gets it again. Breaks center ice. Gives it to Byers. Byers over the line. Offside. Bobby Joyce, shoe bottom, gave it away to Richer. And what a challenge for Moog.
Great shot here by Stefan Richer, and he could shoot it. I don't think there's anyone in hockey today who's got a better shot than Richer. There's a few in that league, but right here, he gets time to tee it up. He's not thinking pass it at all to court now. He just let it go. Andy Moog, top of the crease. Good Moog gets to see. And that's slow motion. You don't get much time to react. Play your percentages and stand your ground.
Andy Moog, despite that loss in Game 1, has been very, very solid. I think there might have been one goal, Derek, he wanted back, and that was Mike Keene's goal, the second goal of Game 1. But outside of that, this postseason, Andy Moog, everything the Bruins would hope for.
Galley with it to Wesley. Wesley drives it in on the boards. 2 shots, Montreal, 1 for Boston. That's what the Canadiens want, of course. And 12:37 left in the first period. Smith works it in. Back for it, Wesley. Wesley starting out. Now to Crowder. Crowder to Burridge. Burridge over the line with Sweeney. Sweeney in the corner. It's to Crowder. Save Hayward! Beautiful opportunity for Crowder from Sweeney and Burridge. It is no score back in a moment.
Well, Hayward may be a little rusty, Derek, but he shook off the rust, obviously, on this one.
Oh, this is called driving to the net, and that's what Crowder did. Shook off Keene, got a stick on the puck. A goaltender may be a little rusty. He certainly has the skills, Hayward, so all he was waiting to do was wait for the shot. There was not much he was going to do but that. Kept the hands alive.
Puck a little on edge, not much on that redirect.
He could feel the redirect going up there. He knew what Crowder was trying to do. That's what amazes me about goaltenders. They just, when they're playing, that's what the only thing is suspect. He hasn't played enough to feel those shots. So he's going to be all right.
Face off to the right of Hayward. Sweeney against Smith. And that's a matchup that probably Terry O'Reilly would want. Sweeney, a big man on Smith. Puck kept in by Crowder. But the pass is outside the line to Wesley. Wesley is on with Galley. Galley lost it to Naslund. And the Canadiens start in their zone. Chelios and Ludwig against the forechecker. Galley breaks it up, but 2 Bruins are inside the line as Galley was right on top of Naslund. Shots are 2 apiece in the game. And you talk about quality shots. Richer had 1 for Montreal. Brickley, his shot doesn't count. And Crowder, quality shots, no question.
The one by Crowder was excellent opportunity. Gary Galley picked up Matt Naslund just there, nice hit. What the Bruins have got to do, they've got to be on top of a Canadian when the puck arrives to him. And take the body.
The Bruins are doing that. They're on top of them, but the Canadiens are getting what they want. Only 2 shots on Hayward so far. Again, the Bruins challenge again. Break up Burridge on Chelios, but Chelios able to cover. The Bruins naturally more desperate than Montreal, so they are moving on them, trying to create something. Breaking out now is Lemieux. Lemieux's pass, but it's broken up at the Boston defense by Peterson. Can't set a play. Bruins taking the body, but here's Burridge. And knocked down is shoe bottom by Skrudland. Peterson knocked down by Skrudland. Let's see what Hogarth is calling. Skrudland is out, I believe. With the score, Boston nothing, Montreal nothing. Back in a moment.
In the other championship game, division championship game going on tonight at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, former BU star John Cullen of the Penguins scores .322 into the first period to give the Penguins a 1-0 lead. Jack Callender and Zarley Zalapski with the assists. Pittsburgh 1-0. This update brought to you by Budweiser.
Now Peterson right there.
A little bit of a high stick.
Glass.
Now it's going to be, there's the penalty going to come up here. There's the penalty.
Brian couldn't pick the worst spot to pull that off.
No, it's silly.
Down on Ron Hogarth.
But what you got is Guy Carbonell wanted a fan ejected.
Oh,
I wanted a stick back, one or the other. Give me my stick back.
Brian Skrudland's carved out a decent career with Montreal. He was signed as a free agent, as was John Carter of the Bruins. A couple of guys that have contributed to their clubs who others didn't think they could do it.
John Carter, there's a lot of guys out there with a lot of talent. You know, Joe Lyons got that Pro Elite Hockey free agent camp coming up on June 26th to the 30th. Free agents can make it in this game, just given the opportunity.
Telvin wraps it in. Power play Boston, the first of the game. Shots are even two apiece. Telvin fights to keep it in, and they do. Janney on the boards. He's hit by Walter and broken up, and the puck is cleared by Green. Ray Bourque winds up. Janney is out with Neely and Joyce. This clear in will not be icy. Hayward touched it. Janney digs it free. Telvin cross for Bourque. Back for Telvin. Over to Janney. Misfire. Trying to hit it on the go. Joyce fights for it. Gets it to Janney. Back to Telvin. Over to Ray Bourque. In the screen. The shot right on the save. As Joyce is upended in front.
I think a huge emotional lift for the Bruins if they could convert on this power play. They've got just one power play goal so far in this series.
Telvin over the line to Burridge. Burridge check, broken up. Telvin gets it. Telvin drops it. And Bourque cutting the wrong way, or the other way, and it didn't work. Telvin back for Janney. Janney over the line. Up, back for Telvin, and hopped over his stick, and a drop pass from Neufeld. Bruins with only one shot on the power play.
Here's some guys in the crowd yelling, shoot, shoot.
Good. This clear is into the stand. The faceoff at center ice. 38 seconds left on the Boston power play.
Michael Telvin had it in his mind to shoot the first time, was checked, got the puck back, and thought better of it. Thought maybe that is the confidence that really is the transitional game where you say to yourself, I think I better make sure. And he makes the play and it bounces away. Right here, Ray Bourque gets the shot in. Ludwig's got Joyce tied up. Big save by Hayward through a screen.
Boston with one shot on the power play. 9:59 left in the first period. No score in the game. And the first power play of the game, Skrudland out for interference. The draw is back and Chelios clears. Wesley is on with Hogwood. A couple of 20-year-old defensemen on the power play. Wesley up the middle. Away to Burridge. Burridge over the line. Off for Hogwood. The shot very wide. He missed it. Slid off his stick. Now he gets it again from Wesley. Over to Wesley. Touch pass to Sweeney. In front, blocked by Carbonneau. And cleared. And the penalty just about up. Hogwood back. Now to Sweeney. Sweeney over the line with Carter. Carter, a shot save. The rebound is out for Wesley. The shot missed. Great chance, Wesley. And Carbonneau wraps it around the board. Full strength Montreal. Carter trying to make the play. Sweeney, too, to keep it in. Svoboda able to get it. Now drops it safely back. And breaking it out is Rick Green. Svoboda and the Canadiens kill off the power play. Courtnall, a high shot from the right point, and a save by Moog. And he drops it, and the Bruins start it out. Peterson and Galley. Galley trying to go it along. No chance. And Courtnall breaks. What a break for Boston. Richer offside. Galley was trapped on that one. No score. Back in a moment.
Carter's shot. Hayward handles that easily. Yet Neufeld too deep. Rebound bounced past him.
Face-off outside the Boston line. Greg Johnston at center with Bob Carpenter out of action with a wrist injury. And Johnston gets it. Galley trying to break. Off for Peterson. Peterson to Neely. Doesn't work. This one cleared away by Robinson. Back for Peterson. After him, McPhee. Around the boards, it is taken by Johnston. Good pass off for Carter to Neely. Neely to Galley over the line. The shot deflected high and wide. Controlled by Skrudland. For Desjardins. Desjardins hit by Carter, but he gets it away to McPhee. McPhee loses to Bourque. And it's tapped up, and now a face-off call by Brossecker with 7:58 left in the first period. Boston 4 shots despite a power play, and Montreal 3. And I can think of the name of a book, and they'll use this period to do it. Masters of Defense. Montreal Canadiens.
Yes, they are. Play very sound. They wait for their opportunities. There's always someone around the puck or two. They dump them. A lot of pressure on them. They dump to the open man. They don't go with the pretty play. They wait, grind it out on you. They're very, despite the great Montreal Canadian teams of the past, they're not as fancy. They're a very hard-working hockey club.
Were you copyright title, Dylan?
What?
Puck driven in, backward Ray Bourque. 7:50 left in the first period. Up to Burridge from Wesley. And that is outside. Little jamming over there.
Boys look like they're looking for a reason to get into it tonight.
Yeah. Montreal, in anticipation of this, they know they've got the 3-0 lead. They would have liked nothing more than a sociable hockey game, up and down, skating, passing. But you're playing a desperate hockey club, and they're going to be taking it to you physically. Montreal's waiting for it.
The Red Sox are back in action this week, and Nesset is the place to be for all the action as the Sox take on the Chicago White Sox live from Fenway Park. Nesset will have all 3 games against the Chi Sox Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights live at 7:30. At 7 each night, Bob Kurtz gets it all going with Red Sox Digest. Then it's the Red Sox and White Sox. 3 games from Fenway Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights at 7:30 live on Nesset. Things have to be better against the White Sox than they were against the Royals this weekend.
I watched the game today. Kansas City just kind of went out and chip. Nice 10-0 win.
Maybe the Sox and Bruins ought to swap opponents.
Ray Bourque gets the draw. Now to Crowder. Trying to hit Burridge, and the play called offside. Canadian got a stick on the pass, just enough to create the offside by Burridge.
That delays up the breaking winger. Burridge had his mind set on a certain pace. Once that puck gets slowed up, there's nothing you can do but go outside. Here's Crowder trying to find him. Gets it through. There's the delay. Now Burridge, there's nothing he can do but go outside and make sure that it's a whistle.
And that's Bobby Smith thinking defense, which results in success for Montreal. That's where their success has started. Wesley fires in. Crowder around the corner. Kicked by Ludwig. Ludwig goes down. Crowder with it. Behind the net with Sweeney. Sweeney back for Wesley. High shot blocked. Canadiens control. Naslund moved it out. And fired in the Boston end. Back with Wesley. Up for Burridge. Burridge drops it out, but Naslund covers it. Drills it back over the line. Canadiens fight for it. Keane went down, back up, takes a hit. Old trying to poke it away, and it goes to Naslund. Naslund to Smith. Smith handled by Bourque. Couldn't get it. Crowder trying to move it out. Can't do it. Ludwig kept it in. Now Bourque gets it. Bourque to Wesley. Up to Burridge. Stolen by Naslund. Smith is offside. Again, wrapped by Ray Bourque. And they go banging in the corner, and Peterson after Smith, too. And the Bruins, of course, with short fuses. That was Ray Bourque really going after Bobby Smith, who there's Smith, kind of shrugged it off a little.
Chris Chelios. Keith Crowder grabbed him. Chelios wisely said, I don't want no penalty. He knew Crowder was probably going to go after him. Would have been a spontaneous fight.
Well, Smith is being kicked out, apparently, along with the Bruin. It looks like Alan Peterson. But that was Bourque who started the whole. He provoked it.
Good hit on Bobby Smith. He had full control. Skate to skate with the puck. Put himself offside. Bourque couldn't let him. Couldn't make the call, so he's got to take the body. Bobby Smith took a little exception to it.
13 minutes, 27.
Here's the puck going to end up. There's the nice hit. It was offside at that point. Now Bobby's going, it was offside, relax. Bourque pushes him. Peterson comes in with the high stick.
Of course, they got together earlier in this hockey game. Watch Ray Bohr kick Mike Keane and watch Bobby Smith come in. Take it to Ray Bohr. He says, I got your number. Even if I didn't catch your number, I know who you are. I'll find you later.
Smith and Peterson, 2 minutes each for high sticking. The teams are at full strength. There's been one power play for Boston. Richer checked by Galley. Telvin on the wing. Brickley open over the line. Brickley back for Janney. Janney tried to swing it in front to Telvin. And it was intercepted by the back checking of the Canadiens, and Svoboda starts it back. Now Courtnall breaking. Courtnall clears it in around the boards. Brickley able to pop it out. Knocked away by Corson. Fed back in by Richer. Taken over by Telvin. Kind of conservative defense by Montreal. Just waiting for the break. They've done the job they have to. They continue to do it. Keep the shots down. Byers almost got it away. Galley with it. A shot deflected wide. Svoboda able to take it. He takes a hit. Janney moves on Green. Puck along the boards. Courtnall is checked. Broken up by Brickley. Fed in deep. 5:39 left in the first period. 4 shots Boston. 3 Montreal. Corson checked by Bork. Works it over the line. Courtnall is hit by Johnston, and back to get it, Wesley. Wesley to Carter. Broken up by Gainey. A superb defensive forward, of course. Veteran of so many years with Montreal. As the play is fought for, and it's given away to Corson by Wesley, who's trying to put it back to Bork. Bruins hemmed in here. Gainey, a hard hit on Wesley. Now it is Johnston hit by Corson. Gainey still going with it. Gets away from Wesley. Now behind the net. Trying to put it in front. Checked by Bork. Carter. Johnston in there, and it's pinned for a faceoff. And Gainey creating a lot of havoc in the Boston end.
Bob Gainey, maybe finishing
excellent shift. Had a great shift by Bob Gainey. He knows he's got Johnson. He fought off his man. But Montreal does so well. They don't let you get by the defenseman to get to that forward. They get in between you. They give the guy that's going to handle the puck room. They defend him very well. On Montreal, you don't get by that man to get to Johnston. Glenn Wesley has to take Gainey there and risk the interference call. You can't let somebody get on your puck carrier with momentum. That's when things start to break down.
Gainey says enough already. Let's attack. So let's see how the Canadiens follow that up with his work in the corners. And the face-off to the left of Andy Moog. No score in the game. 4:52 left in the first period. Out comes Johnston. Right wing. Moving well with Brickley. Brickley can't handle a pass. The follow-up by Neely. Neely rips it. Save Hayward. Good hard shot. Right wing side by Neely. Canadiens forced to clear it out. McPhee driven back in by Shoebottom. Johnston takes moving in for a hit, but Robinson gets it free, and now breaking out McPhee. B checked by Bork. Loose puck Johnston. Shoebottom. Icing Shoebottom. 4:14 left. Shots of 5 Boston. Number 5 was Cam Neely. So you kind of just think of who's going to get a shot here. Never mind a goal.
Montreal Canadiens seems to have responded a little bit better to this. The Bruins coming out onslaught, checking them. Bruins, this game is going back now into a seesaw. Let's play a little safer. The intensity's still there, the body checking's still there, but it's still a little, all right, we've played a lot of hockey and nothing's in the net yet. Let's make sure we don't make a mistake.
Most of these Canadiens, too, Derek, have been in here in years past where the feeling was of visiting teams. Boston's going to come out. If we can withstand the first 10 minutes, we'll be all right.
And that's what pretty well looks like what the Canadiens have done. I think they're pretty happy with the way things have gone.
Smith and Sweeney. Matchup I think Terry O'Reilly likes. Crowder to Sweeney over the line. Sweeney a shot. And it's deflected by Chelios into the stands as he went for a slap shot.
Well, that took so long to develop from the time Bob decided he was going to shoot to the time he actually got the stick on the puck.
Chris Chelios backing up, he could have stepped out for lunch. He knew it was going to happen. Okay, now wind up good. And then he just put a stick in front of it. You got the good defensemen around the league play that stick so well. You can't wind up like that. I know as a forward, you want to get all the wood on it, your body weight behind the shot. But the quick wrist shot is just as effective.
About 6 minutes ago, Courtnall took a long shot on Moog. That's been the last shot on Andy Moog by the Canadiens. But that is not their idea. Their idea is just contain Boston and wait for a break. Kelvin to Wesley. Wesley around the boards. And not out. Naslund tapped it back in loose. And Kelvin able to clear it out. Crowder took down a man. Sweeney trying to break. He took down Ludwig. Here's Kelvin over the line. The shot was saved. Scores with the rebound. Randy Burridge of a Kelvin shot. 1-0 Boston.
A nice little inside move by Michael Kelvin. Down here, the key to the whole play. We probably won't pick it up on replay. As Ludwig is hit by Keith Crowder. Takes his man out of the play. Now comes Michael Kelvin following the play with Ludwig gone. Kelvin, nice little inside move here. He's gone. Nicest shot. Randy Burridge uncovered. Pulls it onto his forehand. Waits. Snaps a hook. Steps it by the fallen Hayward. Now you got a situation where this goal is going to be a big goal. You can follow it up with another one. Nice save by Hayward on the original shot. Too far out of the net. He was depending on his defenseman to clear that rebound. But Ludwig had fallen down. Crowder hit him early.
But Crowder took him out of the play, and Naslund had to play defense.
Yep.
And Kelvin got through him. 1-0 Boston. Joyce over the line. Broken up by Green.
That's playoff goal number 5 for Randy
His 5th playoff goal. Back comes Corson. Broken up by Janney. Janney away now to Joyce. Joyce with Galley. Trying to put it on. A shot. A save. Hayward. Joyce took the shot. Galley moves in for Neufeld. For Janney. A drive that's blocked in front. Goes wide. Green back in. Neufeld in deep. Wheels around the boards. Randy Burridge the score from Kelvin. On the rebound. Joyce keeps it for Bork. Shot. Oh, that ricocheted and blocked wide. And Bork had a great quick wrist shot from Joyce. Going right again, and it's cleared now, and Neufeld is going out. Could be a high stick.
Well, Svoboda's over there in front of him, trying to make himself bleed the best way he can.
Well, it could be a 5-minute.
Oh, he's
we'll
got
wait
blood
and see.
coming out of the mouth. I just saw him spit blood. That's not going to help.
Well, now they let it go in Montreal a couple of times. Hogarth may do the same thing.
Well, 5 up there on the clock, Derek. No such luck.
Well, Neufeld is sitting in the penalty box.
He may not give him the game. May give him the 5-minute major. Gave it to him for elbowing.
Not a stick penalty, so he's not gone.
Hogarth figured that one out wisely.
Like Bobby Sweeney in Game 2.
That's all.
If it were a stick that brought about blood, you're gone, but the elbow, no. There it is right there. Oh, baby.
Was an elbow, major league elbow.
Oh, baby.
However, it's still a 5-minute major.
Svoboda spent so much time bent over, Derek, that I thought he was trying to, scrape his gum or something to get a little blood going, which has been done before. It wouldn't be the first time that it happened.
I mentioned it before. Johnny McKenzie did it one night. I thought it was great in the playoff series.
My apologies to Svoboda, though. He didn't need any help that time. Ray Neufeld took care of it nicely.
Maybe it cost him a couple of teeth. I don't know. He's bleeding pretty good.
Wow.
The goal by Randy Burridge, the assist to Michael Kelvin and Bob Sweeney. Boston up to 8 shots. Montreal 3. But now a 5-minute major, which is the bad news. The good news is the period will end in 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Fred, that has a psychological effect. The period does split the penalty up. You do tend to look at it differently. Instead of 5 straight minutes, you get your rest in between and regroup your penalty killers. See if it helps the Bruins or not. Kill this 2:38.
And Smith is out there with Naslund. Bork is conferring with the referee. Pat Burns looks on, and there is the penalty. Ray Neufeld.
Gotta say hello to the Torelli family in Watertown. Lisa Torelli works for Nesson.
Robinson and Chelios out there. Bruins lead 1-0, and Brickley on the draw. Fights for it. It's batted around, and it's Smith. Chelios. Smith. Keane. Back to Smith. And Brickley breaks up Chelios and clears it out. Superb defensive work by Andy Brickley, who's on with Johnston. Chelios rushes over the line. Gets by Peterson to the corner. Puts it in front quickly. Broke it up on Smith, but it's kept in by Naslund. Great anticipation by Brickley. Drive by Robinson. Blocked. And cleared out by Andy Brickley. For Johnston. Johnston over the line. Cuts in front. Holds. And shot wide. Almost a short-handed goal by Craig Johnston on a great rush. And back comes Smith. Smith over the line. Into the corner to Keane. Now to Smith. Smith hit by Telvin. Digs it away. Smith still with him. 5-minute major against Boston. Boston leads 1-0. Smith holding.
Trying to find Larry Robinson.
Does. Robinson can't handle it, and Wesley clears it. 1:30 left. Robinson couldn't handle that pass. 1:25 left in the period. Walter is checked. Down went Telvin, but he broke up the play. Robinson now lost it. Telvin has it taken away, and Sweeney steals it from Corson. Back for Telvin. Telvin able to clear it out. Down to just about a minute left in the period. A major for Montreal. Boston leads 1-0. Chelios starts out. Sweeney and Burridge, the penalty killers. Chelios over the line. The shot to save home. The rebound, Lemieux. Knocked for Walter. His shot blocked wide. Never reached the net. Chelios' shot covered by Moog. And Moog able to tie it up. And the face-off called in the Boston zone.
Alan Peterson belted Shane Corson there. Nice turnaround.
And Steve Catania, the general manager, Daniel Webster, in as everything in readiness, September 4th. Tucker Anthony Golf Classic down at Holly Ridge, and outstanding players there. Daniel Webster Inn will be headquarters.
There's Johnston's opportunity. Comes across, beats Larry Robinson with a move. He waits. Just hit Robinson's stick. A great defensive effort by Larry Robinson to stay with Johnston. He wants to shoot it there. He can't. Hayward's out. He waits. Just hits the stick. A happy birthday to Rusty Connell, Whitman, Mass. Belated birthday to Sterling Robertson of PEI Canada watching it. Kay O'Sullivan, happy 82nd on May 22nd.
Walter and Brickley, and it's back to the right point. Desjardins, the rookie, saved by Moog. A beauty on Desjardins. Face off to the left of Andy Moog.
They love the offensive skills of this Desjardins. You put him on the power play on the point. He's got a great shot. Here's the key to face-offs. The winger wins it. Lemieux gets it back to Desjardins, who just tees it up. Andy Brickley, Lemieux never bothered him. He was pushed behind the net by Bork, so that's what he wanted. Ray Bork took his man out of there, left a shot to Moog, who just smothered it.
37 seconds left in the period. 3 minutes, though, in that major. Long time for Montreal. Boston leads 1-0. Back for Desjardins again. Quick shot deflected wide of Andy Moog. Walter keeps it in. Walter for Lemieux. Lemieux for Green. Head back in. Bork wraps it around the other side. Sweeney going for it. He's checked. And stolen by Desjardins. Kept in. 15 seconds left. Screen shot missed. Desjardins. He's got a good one. Green with 10 seconds left to Lemieux. Lemieux to Walter. To Desjardins, and he missed. Came right in, and Bork falls down a man. It's over. Period. A drive by Green. Blocked by Andy Moog anyway.
He caught it. In that goal. What a great shot by Green.
Would not have counted.
No, but Andy Moog didn't know that. He's standing right on his job right there. He sees it all the way. Thank you. Superb period by both hockey clubs.
2:23 left on that major, starting the second period. It is.
Right there, Walker couldn't handle it. Had to unload it back to Green. Big save. Time had run out, however.
Boston 8 shots, Montreal 5. Boston leads 1-0. Intermission highlights in just a moment.
As you well know, the Bruins have gone through all of the playoffs so far, the Buffalo series and the first 3+ games of the Montreal series without Ken Linseman, who is out injured. But he leads the Bruins in playoff games played, goals scored, and assists in the playoffs. He has scored more points than Ray Bourque and Cam Neely combined. He is also Dave Shea's guest at the Garden. David?
All right, Tom, thank you. Kenny, good to see you. It's too bad you don't have a game sweater on. Have you had a tough time watching all this?
Yeah, it's been tough, but, you know, we've had a shot to win every game, and we just made a few mistakes, and they capitalized, and that's been pretty well the way it's gone. You know, we played great tonight, though. Hopefully we can keep it up and get something going.
What would you consider to be the biggest difference in this club, the Bruins, this year as compared to a year ago?
Well, we're not as physically big as we were last year, I don't think, and we've lost a lot of players that have a lot of experience.
Of course, experience at this time of the year, it's hard to replace.
Yeah, but you know, guys like Greg Johnston have really shown a lot. I think he really came on in that, not only that goal he scored, but the way he played that whole series, and I thought he's played well when he's had his chance in this series, too. And, you know, Craig Janney, he's showing a lot, too. I think, you know, they've gained a lot, you know, and Bobby Joyce had a good game last game. So, you know, I don't think, you know, the young guys have played pretty well. I mean, we've played pretty well as a team, just made a few mistakes, like I said, and they've cost us the game.
Well, there's no question the Bruins could use number 13 during this series. As Tom Larson mentioned leading into this interview, your playoff scoring, you've been extremely consistent throughout your career. Bobby Smith, I think his total is now 136 games, 135 playoff points. What's the key to putting up numbers like his and yours, Kenny?
I don't know if there's any key. It's a will to win in situations where it really means something, and it's you know, it's a lot of fun. Some guys enjoy that kind of pressure, and you thrive on it. And the intensity, it's easy to get your adrenaline flowing and to get it going every night when you play. You know, you play to win, to play tomorrow.
It seems like Craig Janney at least has the earmark of being a playoff player, and the numbers he's put up in this short time indicate that he's going to be a postseason performer.
Well, I'm really impressed. You know, last year he had a good playoff. He wasn't as consistent as you're seeing in the game so far this year. Game in, game out, he's there. He's making the plays when they're there. He's playing real well defensively. His positioning's real strong, and it's great to see.
Well, hopefully that knee will come right along for you, and it doesn't appear that it's going to be postseason for you this year, but maybe you'll be back in training camp raring to go for another one next year, Kenny.
Well, you never know. It's not over until it's over.
All right, Kenny, thanks. Kenny Linsman, our guest. Tom?
All right, David, some guests on Nesson's Bruins hockey telecasts receive a Casio G-Shock, the toughest watch in the world. With a G-Shock, if you're caught between a rock and a hard place, it's no problem. From Casio, where miracles never cease. Ken Linseman, by the way, is one of only 2 players on either team. Mats Naslund of Canadiens is the other, to average over a point a game for their entire playoff career. Linseman, 119 points in 111 games. Naslund has 81 in 80. It's Boston 1, Montreal nothing, and we're at the end of the first period of Game 4. The Bruins, as you well know, facing elimination from this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. I'll be back. We'll take a look at first period highlights when Bruins hockey continues right here on your New England Sports Network. On Nesson's Bruins Intermission program, receive a gift certificate from Carton's Jewelers, who feature Tissot watches. Tissot, Swiss quality time, and Carton's, the best the world has to offer at 15 convenient locations throughout New England. Others receive a gift certificate from Natalie's Men's Clothing at 393 Washington Street in Braintree. For the finest in men's clothing, shop Natalie's. Well, for whatever reasons, neither the Bruins nor the Canadiens have generated much of an offense in the first period through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and so it was again tonight in the first period of Game 4. Andy Moog gets the start in goal for the Bruins, his second of the series. He was in there for game 1. And Brian Hayward gets the call for his first duty against the Bruins. Of the two, Hayward was the most seriously challenged in the early moments. Andy Brickley slaps one off the post on a breakaway. Another one of those close butts. Check the one Hayward makes here on Keith Crowder.
To Burridge. Burridge over the line with Sweeney. Sweeney in the corner. It's to Crowder. Save Hayward!
Though the post had saved one, Hayward had handled another serious chance before Randy Burridge knocked one home.
Took down a man, Sweeney trying to break. He took down Ludwig. Here's Talbot over the line. The shot was saved. Burridge scores with a rebound. Randy Burridge of a Talbot shot. 1-0 Boston.
Burridge's fifth of the playoffs, 16-28 the time. Ray Neufeld, a big hit on Peter Svoboda, but it costs him a 5-minute major. Montreal fails to score during the first period part of that major penalty on Ray Neufeld, but they will have a little over 2 minutes of it left when we start the second period. Bruins battling for their playoff lives in Game 4 tonight, trying to stay alive, and as unlikely as it might seem, yet this series turned around. After one period from Boston Garden, the Bruins won the Montreal Canadiens 0. We will update the situation in the Patrick Division title series. Flyers-Penguins Game 4. That'll be when Bruins hockey continues on NESN. Bruins of the Montreal Canadiens, Game 4 of their Adams Division Championship Series underway at Boston Garden tonight. End of the first period, 1-0 Boston. Same situation at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Well, not quite the same. Pittsburgh leads it 2-1, but it is Game 4, and it is the Patrick Division Championship Series over there. Just seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux, number 66, in alone. Hextall with a save. John Cullen, formerly of Boston University, with the first goal of the game for Pittsburgh. 1 times it passed Ron Hextall. Jock Callender and Zalapsky have the assist. Lemieux hit by Terry Kartner here. He will leave the ice hurt, but does return. Dave Poulin scores for Philadelphia. That ties the game at 13:24 of the first period. The red light is on actually before the goal was scored, and this one is tied 1-1 at the end of the first period of play. And, of course, at the Garden, it's 1-0 Bruins. In the series out west, the Norris Division, the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks play Game 4 in Chicago tomorrow. The Blackhawks leading that series 2-1. They've already pulled off one upset by knocking off Detroit. And the Calgary Flames have a 3-0 lead on the Los Angeles Kings. Those two teams will play Game 4 of that series in Los Angeles tomorrow night. Shots on goal in the first period, 8-5 Boston. Randy Burridge has the only goal of the game so far. He got it at 16-28. His fifth of the playoffs. Telvin and Sweeney had the assists. So it is 1-0. It's unusual, but in the 8 games in the playoffs prior to tonight, the Bruins had scored only 3 first-period goals, and Montreal only 4. For some reason, these two teams have not scored a lot of goals in the first period. Second period action, back again to Fred and Dave and Derek.
Okay, Tom, here we got a situation where just hard work here. Michael Telvin gets the puck up. Ludwig is the key to this whole play. Now, Keith Crowder, you're going to find the puck's coming out to Ludwig. Crowder's going to take him out of the play to the boards. Here's Matt Snaslin's going to go back once he sees Ludwig get knocked down to take his defensive position. Ludwig, good second effort, stays with the puck, swipes at it once, tries to take it with his arm, reaches out a third time, pokes it. Now, right here, you've got a Montreal Canadien doing a lot of times what the Bruins do. At this situation, they didn't play the puck. He decided to take Bob Sweeney, who chopped it to Telvin. There's Bobby Smith. His assignment was supposed to be Burridge. He's concentrating on the puck. Nice inside move by Telvin. There's the shot, and nobody picking up Randy Burridge. Bobby Smith got a little confused there with the bouncing puck. Excellent effort by Crowder. Took out Ludwig, and once again, the fallen body. When you have two clubs playing as sound as they are both defensively, that fallen body is where a lot of pucks are squirting loose to guys for goals.
Well, Larry Robinson is a guy who is headed for the Hall of Fame. Whether he comes back here again with this Montreal club next season or not remains to be seen. He is a free agent, but we had a chance to talk with Larry Robinson prior to the game, and there's been many, many years and many, many trips into the Boston Garden for playoff hockey.
Well, I have a lot of fond memories in this building. I mean, I love the city. First of all, I think it's a great city. There's a lot of character here in the city. And as well, I enjoy and have enjoyed the rivalry between the two teams, because I think they bring out the best in the hockey teams and all our games. And I've said this on a number of occasions. Everybody looks back at the record, at the final analysis, and that we've won so many series against Boston. But if you were to take each of the individual games and analyze each of the games, I'd say at least 90% of the games have been won by one goal here or there, or a play here and there, and they've been very, very close, much closer than a lot of people realize. And I think that's what makes the games against each other that special, is that they are that close, and they do force you to be at the best of your game. And that's the way games should be played. They should be played at the top level, and it's pretty tough to come in here and not be at the top, because if you aren't, you're on the losing end of it before you really know it.
Okay, Larry Robinson with his comments, and Larry's not out there now. Svoboda is. He took the elbow, and 2:23 left on that major against Neufeld. 1-0 Boston, and the Canadiens now start a power play again. Svoboda wraps it in. Around the boards, Corson, Bork, pried loose, goes to Peterson. Peterson able to clear it. With plenty of steam, Chelios couldn't contain it. We are down to 2 minutes on the major. Svoboda again. Now to Lemieux, skating hard, rolls it in, knocked away by Peterson. Peterson trying to move it out, hauled down. Puck kept in, Svoboda. Chelios. They're close together, and Burridge breaks it up. Burridge trying to break on Chelios, and Chelios got in front of him. Almost a breakaway by Burridge. Made a superb defensive play on Chelios and stole the puck. Svoboda wraps it in. Bork able to poke it behind the net. Around the board, Sweeney takes the hit. Walter back to Svoboda. Chelios, one-timer. Missed. Walter behind the net. Knocked down was Lemieux, and Bork, unfortunately for him, and Boston cleared it into the stands when he had a chance to drive it to the Canadian end. 1:16 left on the major.
Unfortunate to the poor fan that it hit in the crowd as well. That puck steaming over the glass. Ray never intended it to get that high. He wanted to play it off the glass and out.
Claude Lemieux is arguing to Ron Hogarth that Ray Bork tripped him up, and every time I see Ray hit Claude Lemieux, I think about what the Russian All-Star Series last year, when Ray ended up playing with Lemieux, got to know him, and the wives loved each other and spent a lot of time together. Ray said, yeah, he's not a bad guy, which really upset me. I wanted to hate him.
You want to hate, I mean, when they're your opponents, a lot of times that's the case. Then you meet him in the off-season. John Ferguson with the Montreal Canadiens for years, their policeman, a tough guy. He wouldn't talk to you in the off-season. He always wanted to.
Johnston wins it. Telvin lost it, but Smith can't convert, and Johnston able to fire it out. Johnston won the face-off. Greg Johnston, who's played wing all season long. But in his career, Toronto Marlboros and minor leagues, he's played center. He's a penalty killer with quickly. Less than a minute left. A pass-off taken by Brickley. Can't clear it out. Kept in by Desjardins, the rookie. Just 19 years old. Around the boards. Not cleared out. Kept in by Robinson. For Desjardins. A shot. The save move. Saw it all the way. Rebound knocked away from Smith. Smith to Naslund. A save move. Oh, what a dandy. And the puck knocked away by Johnston. They're cheering Andy Moog. A big one on Naslund. And we're down to 23 seconds on the major penalty. 20 seconds. Robinson. Kicked in by Naslund. Both trying to clear it away, but Smith is waiting for it. Smith wraps it behind the net to Naslund. Naslund checked. Burridge able to clear it out. 4 seconds left on Neufeld's major penalty. Cheers as Neufeld is out. Walter a shot. Deflected high. Smith backhander. Kick out by Moog. Kept in by Walter. His pass blocked. And away comes Bork. Leads Neufeld over the line. Neufeld in front. Sweeney just checked by Walter. Great defensive play. Sweeney keeps it in for Wesley. A shot. A save. Hayward. Walter trying to clear it out. Bounces at the center ice, and Keene rolls it in. Bruins killed off a 5-minute major. Bruins lead 1-0. A lead for Janney over the line, bearing in. Tried to put it in front and hit. Neufeld went wide, stayed wide. Gainey out. Drives in, long rebound. Kept in by Carbonneau. He's broken up. Wesley in the center ice. Trying to break Joyce. Can't do it. Galley with it. Now to Wesley. Off for Galley. Galley forced back by Carbonneau. Around the corner for Wesley. Wesley able to clear it out. Chelios. Right back. Drops it in. Galley there. Joyce. Joyce hit. Puck bounces free of the Bruins break. Here comes Neufeld with Joyce. The shot blocked by the defenseman Ludwig. Neufeld gets it back. Talbot intercepted. Away comes Courtnall with his speed, breaking alone. Scores! Courtnall ties it at 1.
Michael Talbot never looked. High slot. Courtnall there. Covering his point, man.
It's ironic, Terry. It's ironic, Derek. Terry was telling me before the game about the experience factor and how Michael Talbot will get rid of that puck before he's checked and doesn't have a play. That time it cost Michael. You were right. He knew where his man was. He didn't see Courtnall. And went to make the cross-ice pass, and Courtnall stepped right in front of it.
What a move that was. Pat Burns got Courtnall for John Cordick.
Courtnall had Moog leading to his left, and
Savard
went far side.
But Savard?
Well, I don't think Pat Burns.
That's true, yeah. It would be the general manager make the deal.
1-1. Courtnall going to be unassisted.
But I know Pat Burns didn't want him, Fred. He had the ashtray incident with him.
And the Bruins break it out. Johnston a lead for Carter. Carter on Chelios. They battle on the boards in the Canadian zone. And the Canadians out with it. Strudlin back with McPhee. 1-1 the score. The play offside. Boston 1, Montreal 1. Back in a moment.
Right here, you're going to have Michael Talbot. Look, he's getting forced. There, he just never got to see it, I don't think, Courtnall. If he did, he figured he was standing still, but he was in motion. Jumps on this. Moog just sneaks between his blocker and his leg.
Game tied 1-1. The Boston goal by Burridge. Bruins killed off a 5-minute major. But the Canadians will find ways to score. A big goal by Courtnall. Russ Courtnall, brother of Jeff, who played for Boston. Burridge over the line now for Crowder in deep. Cuts in! And it's spilled on the play. And a penalty coming up on Montreal. It is Chelios. 1-1 the score. And the Bruins go on a power play.
Well, he wears an A on his chest and his heart on his sleeve. He plays all out. And he's hurting right now after this trip from Chelios.
This got of courage to drive to the net. Loses it. There's the kick by Chelios that spun his knee around. 190 pounds of heart, Keith Crowder. Gives you his best effort every time out.
Face off in the Montreal zone. This is Boston's second power play. The shots are 10 Montreal, 9 Boston. Terry O'Reilly sends out Janney, Neely, and Joyce with Hoggard and Bourque.
I can agree with O'Reilly's philosophy on Hoggard. It's tough for Greg to come off the bench, just play power plays.
Janney gets it to Hoggard. Hoggard in the corner now. Janney with it. Holding. Walter watching. Pass blocked by Robinson. Joyce in deep. Check. Now to Janney. Janney holding. Walter watching. Flip pass for Hoggard. A shot. Wide. Back to Hoggard again. All the way to Janney. Janney to Hoggard. Turnaround. Save. As Hayward got that one in front. Joyce trying to make a play. Broken up, and Green clears it.
That shows the respect for Hawgood that Walters got and the Montreal Canadiens. Walters shaded Hawgood.
Hawgood breaks it out, center ice. Flip in, Green trying to clear it, does. And Skrudlin able to get it. Gets it across for McPhee. McPhee and Hawgood go deep. Fight for it, behind the net. Now Neely winding up. Gives it to Hawgood. Less than a minute left on the Boston power play. 1-1 the score, second period. Hawgood hit Neely with his slap shot. Hawgood during the season flawless at getting the puck in the zone. Against the Canadiens, seems to hit him. Whatever. Talbot over the line. Pass all the way across for Sweeney. Sweeney out for Crowder. Crowder for Sweeney. And that shot went wide, hit Burridge, went into the stands. Goal says
Robinson.
Face off in the Canadian end. 25 seconds left on the Boston power play.
Talking before the start of the period, after hearing Larry Robinson's comments, he is a free agent at the end of the season. There's no indication as to whether Montreal is going to sign him again or not, but his son's going to school in the Detroit area. There's been a lot of talk for the last couple of seasons, and eventually he might like to watch his son play and play for the Detroit Red Wings.
He hangs around for a little while longer, be like Gordie Howe can play with him.
Yeah, right. He still can get it done. Why not?
Larry Robinson, seems to me when I was a kid he was in the game.
Sweeney on the draw with Walter to the left of Hayward.
When he was a kid, you were still in the game.
Calvin and Wesley inside the line. And the draw one for Ludwig. Can't clear it, checked by Sweeney, but it bounces for Robinson. And he cleared it out, knocked back in by Talbot. And a face-off called outside the line. 13 seconds left on the Boston power play. 1-1 the score.
One of the real class acts.
Oh, he is.
Surefire Hall of Famer.
Nice guy, Larry, too. Not full of a lot of smiles when you play against him.
No, nice off the ice, but does what he has to on the ice.
Dave Schultz was, too. A great guy off the ice. John Ferguson, a class guy off the ice. Tough competitors.
Yeah.
Play against him. It was not a sociable event.
Johnston is centering. He's taken over the center chores of Carpenter out with a wrist injury. Neufeld right, Brickley left. Robinson clears. Back goes Glenn Wesley. Penalty up. Chelios is set to come out. He's out. It's driven in the corner. Brickley going for it. Check. Fights Carbonneau. Carbonneau gets it to Robinson. Robinson intercepted by Neufeld. Line pass by Larry. Neufeld trying to convert. Forced wide by Walter. And Johnston battling for it. Johnston, Brickley trying to get it back to the point. Tied up on the dasher. And a whistle here. 1-1 the score. We'll be back at Boston Garden in a moment. Face-off out to the left of Hayward. Former Cornell goaltender. Smith on the face-off with Janney. Janney, Joyce, and Neely the line. And a shot by Neely, and it went high as he moved quickly on it. Janney moved that face-off in for a chance for Neely, but he missed the net. Neely racks up Svoboda. Ooh, a hard hit. Janney trying to move it in. Can't. Bork fires it in. Hayward lost it to Joyce. Joyce lost it, gets it again. Now back to the point for Bork. Bork drifted one in, and it's knocked away in front. Touched by Neely. Interception, Janney. Janney for Neely. Neely, quick shot, and it missed on the short side. Janney back for Peterson. Peterson up for Janney. Janney going deep, trying to get somebody in front. Janney playing marvelous playoff. Now to Neely. Neely to Peterson. A save by Hayward. Beautiful setup there for Alan Peterson from Neely and Janney.
Wonder what the thoughts were going through Al Peterson's mind. He doesn't find himself getting the puck in that position too often.
Well, you're looking at the stick. Too whippy. I never got solid wood on it. Dealing finds him right here. An excellent play by Janney to get it to him. Al one times it.
He picked a good spot.
Sure, he got it on the net. Forced to save. What it is, Cam Neely, Peter Svoboda and him are going for the puck at the same time. Wow.
Oh, Peter's going to sleep sore tonight, I'm afraid. Mouth was already sore. His head got run that time.
Cam Neely's hitting. He's a concern.
8 minutes into the second period, 1-1 the score. Burridge and Courtnall the goals. And a face-off to the right of Hayward. Carbonneau against Sweeney. Back to Chelios. Chased by Burridge. Sweeney with it. Sweeney checked. Wesley is covered by Courtnall. That's why he can't make the play back to the point. Now Crowder digs it. Trying to make the play. Still battling. On the boards. Chelios and Burridge. Now Crowder. Crowder to Sweeney. Sweeney holding. Trying to put it in front. Lock. Carbonneau checked him. Sweeney keeps it in. In deep. Lock. Taken over by Crowder. Crowder checked by Carbonneau. Now to Sweeney. Sweeney on the boards. They're trying to get it in front. Can't do it. Chelios hauls down Sweeney. And Carbonneau pops the puck into the stands. 1-1 the score. We're at Boston Garden on Nesson.
Please turn to page 44 in your goal.
Flyers have jumped out in front of the Pittsburgh Penguins in that game in the Spectrum, Game 4 in the Patrick division. You can barely see Tim Kerr with the tip as he deflects it in, his 7th power play goal of the playoffs, his 9th of the playoff season, 6:57 the time. Second period. This update brought to you by Budweiser.
Thank you, Tom. Face off to the right of Hayward. 11:14 left in the second period. The shots are even, 10 apiece. That's a low number, but you're playing Montreal, the masters of defense. Puck cleared out. Neufeld with it. Now to Ray Bourque. Bourque, a backhander in. Chelios there. 2-4 checkers. Chelios gets it to Walter. Walter is checked, but gets it out to Keane. He breaks with Smith. Back for Smith. The shot and the save. Moog, and he covers up.
Fred, you ought to have that mentioned to the Montreal Canadiens. They may want to use that as the title of their highlight film. They are the masters of defense. But here, they're on the
nice
offense.
Play by Keane. Drops it off. Now, Bobby Smith, Keane took his man with him. Bruins gave away the blue line. Ray Bourque fell off. Nice shot by Smith. Big save by Moog.
This looks like it hits a skate or something on the way in, Derek.
No, it's nothing. But Andy Moog, Dave.
I think it may have caught Michael Tillman's boot.
Robinson, a quick shot, deflected wide. Bruins clear it out. Robinson, well back at center ice, gets it. Flipped it back in the Boston zone. Bourque, Neufeld. Neufeld away to Johnston. Over the line, Greg Johnston going deep. Checked by Desjardins, the rookie. And broken up. Robinson to Keane. Keane clears it out, stopped by Bourque. Intercepted by Naslund. Broken up by Bourque. Bourque strikes back. Canadians have plenty of people back, though. Plenty of people back. There were 3 right along the line, so the Canadians are just sitting at a 1-1 tie and waiting for a break.
Nesson delivers the best in college lacrosse all this week on Monday, April 24th at 7 p.m. Be sure to catch the defending national champion Syracuse Orangemen hosting the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Then on Tuesday at 10:30 p.m., it's a New England battle when Providence College travels to Springfield College. And on Wednesday at 10:30 p.m., the 8th-ranked UMass Minutemen travel to take on the Harvard Crimson. It's the best in college lacrosse this week, and it's right here on Nesson.
You know, Ed Westfall, one of 16 present and former Bruins who will be playing in the Tucker Anthony Golf Classic, has been nominated for the Hall of Fame.
Terrific.
Along with Ted Green and Fernie Flaman. That's Ed Westfall, the old partner of Derek Sanderson. Puck driven in, knocked out. Joyce racing for it, but Robinson has it. The clear stopped by Galley. Galley pops it in. Back is Desjardins. Dressed in place of Dufresne. Back to Peterson. Peterson looking for Janney. Janney checked by McPhee. Robinson checked. Janney pops it in deep. Desjardins with it. And it's cleared out. At the Boston zone, Janney winding up. He's had a terrific playoff series. Broken up by McPhee now, though, and back in front. And a pass for Lemieux, and he shot it wide. Bruins break it out. Janney looking for Joyce. Joyce can't hang on to it. Goes to the corner against Green. Bumped off the play, and Skrudland winding up for Montreal. Trying to clear it out. Stopped by Wesley. Good play. Clears it back in, but Boston changing up. 9:04 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Burridge and Courtnall the goals. Svoboda forced deep. Bruins in the check again. Svoboda gets it away. Skrudland a lead. Back goes Wesley. Wesley there first. Drops it off now for Sweeney. Sweeney winding up. Canadians are changing up. Sweeney, center ice. Burridge over the line. Going to cut in. Check. Broken up. And back comes Richer. Missed the pass. Wesley to Bourque. Now back to Wesley in a 1-1 game. Up for Burridge, who has scored the Boston goal, and it's cleared in. 8:24 left. Svoboda checked by two Bruins. Burridge breaks him up. Burridge hauled down by Svoboda. A battle in the corner. Sweeney with it. Sweeney holding. Shoebottom is back at the point. Sweeney is checked. Puck stays in his skate, and Crowder moves it to the corner. Checked there. Fighting Svoboda. Sweeney able to keep it in. Drops it back. Telvin a shot. Save Hayward in a screen with Crowder right in front. Pass up now to Corson. Corson up to the Boston line. Taps it in deep. Telvin able to get it. Clear it up. But too far ahead of Burridge. And the Bruins changing up. 7:40 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Out comes Richer. Richer knocked down by Carter. Gets back up. Battles Carter. Carter gets it away, and it's cleared out by Johnston. Back for it, though, is Ludwig. Now to Naslund. Naslin's pass up. Back of the Boston zone is taken over by Galley. To Carter. Shoebottom can't move with it. Now Galley gets it. Shoebottom. Quick clear out. Connects with Johnston. Johnston off for Carter. Shot, and it's wide. Good setup there for Carter. Shoebottom now, who set that play up with Johnston, wraps it back in from center ice. 7 minutes left. Second period. 1-1 the score. Ludwig winding up for the Canadiens. Can't clear it out. Peterson able to keep it in. His pass up. Chelios hit by Neufeld. Carter with it. Behind the net. Back to the point. Galley. Galley for Peterson. Peterson checked on his pass in. And it's cleared away by Keane. Racing for it, Naslund, and he gets there. Tries to put it in front. Smith with it. Smith wheeling in the zone. A backhander went wide. Moog should have played it when he could see that the Bruins weren't going to get there first. Naslund did. Naslund pops it across. Carter able to clear it out. Janney with it. Janney away to Galley. Janney sees all the ice. Able to make the quick play to the man who's uncovered as he is being checked. 6 minutes left, second period. Long lead pass and a race. Courtnall moving on it, but Bourque has it. Bourque cuts away from Courtnall, and his pass all the way down is a shot on Hayward. 11 shots apiece, 1-1 the score, and 5:40 left in period number 2. Courtnall winding up, but he doesn't get it. Robinson kept it. Passed right to Wesley, though. Wesley can't set a play. Now it is taken over the line by Neely, but the play offside. Tom Larson, NHL update.
All right, Fred, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia tonight. Showed you a goal by Tim Kerr on a power play for the Flyers a couple of minutes ago. Deja vu, another one by Tim Kerr, his 10th of the playoff season. That's his second power play goal in the span of 2 minutes and 21 seconds. It's 3-1 Flyers. This update brought to you by Budweiser.
All right, Tom, thank you. Pawtucket Red Sox baseball continues on NESN immediately following this game. Catch Carlos Quintana and Kevin Romine when the Paw Sox host the Tidewater Tides, the AAA club of the New York Mets. It's Tidewater at Pawtucket. Same-day coverage beginning immediately following this game here on NESN.
And congratulations to Phil Bourque, the young man from Chelmsford. Got the overtime goal for victory. Pittsburgh the other night, 4-3 over Philadelphia. And he has been
nice goal,
an amazing story.
Nice goal, too. Move him up to the forward line. He's a natural.
He's gained a little weight for Pittsburgh this season.
Well, 11 shots apiece in this one. Andy Brickley out there. A stalwart game on defense. This puck is stolen here for Montreal, and they can't convert it, walking right in. What a great chance for Studlin. Back comes Neely. Neely puts it in front. Joyce couldn't get it. Brickley does, and his shot missed. Neely, a shot. Scores! Cam Neely makes it 2-1 Boston after Brickley and Joyce set him up.
Tremendous move on Cam Neely to go outside of Svoboda. Svoboda never panicked. He had Neely. Neely's only chance is across the crease. Joyce gets checked. Comes to Brickley off the corner. Snaps it behind the net. Hits Neely. And what I say about shots that don't have to be hard, just on the net. Cam Neely turns the corner. Nothing else to do. Flicks it at the net. Watch Hayward. He doesn't know where the puck is. Right through his legs. You don't have to steam him. Just get him on that net.
That's a big goal for Boston. Not only does it give them a lead, Derek, but they respond to a Montreal goal after Montreal responded to one by Boston.
Crowder over the line. Talbot in a shot. Scores! Michael Talbot from Keith Crowder makes it 3-1.
What a great play on the blue line by Keith Crowder. Talk about vision. He saw Michael Talbot. Talbot also said, Crowder sees me. I'm going to be all alone. Off the face-off. Bouncing puck. Bob Sweeney chops it. Crowder works on it. There's someone get hit in the head. Right there, Richer faked a head injury. Next thing you know, bang, off the post. Great shot, Michael Talbot.
Well, Michael Talbot has figured in 3 of the 4 goals.
7 assists, 8 assists and a goal. Somebody just threw a gigantic shoe out on the ice. Remember in Montreal one time, somebody threw out a pair of pants.
Yeah.
I said, okay, where's that clown? But what you got to think about when you're coming to the game, Dave, what are you going to carry into the garden? That's a giant shoe. It's a size 900 there, the one big one.
We're going to start strip searching everybody. Oh, it appears the Bruins aren't ready either.
They were fooling around a couple of guys with the Canadian shirts on. That's good fun.
Usually they'll save the shoes for either a fight by shoe bottom or a great hit by shoe bottom. They must think a shoe isn't going to play a major role tonight. They better get rid of those sneakers now.
Get rid of the extra sneakers. I'm quite sure when it first happened with shoe bottom, the guy spontaneously threw a sneaker.
Yeah.
That was in the, then you got to walk home. With the one, and you go around telling
It's all
people,
right if it happens in May.
Yeah. It wasn't the playoffs, but I think it was raining that first night. Pat Burns not too happy with this quick turn of events.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Derek. Looking at him there, he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look unhappy. He looks calm and collected.
There you go with the Montreal Canadiens again, Fred. Always looking for the
How about some reflection on, first we'll give the goals. Cam Neely at 14:54 from Andy Brickley at 15:01. 7 seconds later, it was Michael Talbot from Keith Crowder. What about Ed Westfall, nominated for the Hall of Fame?
I got to play golf with him next week. He's coming in town. Talked to Eddie Tompkins up at the course today. I thought Eddie was going to come. Westfall was going to be at the game tonight. Just couldn't make it at the last minute.
Well, now
deserved that nomination for the Hall of Fame. Him and Teddy Green. Teddy Green as well.
And Fernie Flaman also.
Fernie, yeah.
nominated. We've got 5 minutes left in the period, and here comes Bob Gainey over the line, and a shot went wide. A long rebound, Chelios broken up by Burridge, and it's cleared out. Boston with a 2-goal lead, 3-1. 2 goals in the span of 7 seconds. Kelvin is bumped, and the puck is cleared all the way down by the Montreal defense. Knocked back out to center ice. Sweeney with it. We're going to see a different Montreal Canadian team now. And they've been, best I could say, sitting on that 1-1 tie. Here comes Courtnall over the line. Stops. Pass broken up by the back checking of Sweeney. Sweeney breaks over the line. Sweeney cutting across. Still going for Burridge. Shot and a save. Hayward. Beautiful chance for Burridge. Canadians open it up. And the puck deflected by Bork into the stands. Boston lead 3-1. We're Nesson at Boston Garden. Play on, and Robinson tips it back in the Boston end. We have 3:53 left in the second period. Willie Bork takes over. Around the boards. Cleared out for Neufeld. Neufeld to the open man. Wesley breaks with Carter off for Carter. Shot! Save Hayward! Blistering shot. Desjardins, the rookie, intercepted by Bork. Bork trying to jam it in front. It's cleared and not out. Kept in by Neufeld. Neufeld can't get the shot away. Robinson breaks it to Keane. Keane for Robinson. Robinson for Naslund into the corner. Naslund puts it in front, and Robinson tapped it and went wide. And kept in now by Smith. Smith wheels. Pass blocked by Johnston. And cleared out. Driven back in by Desjardins. Delayed offside. Call. The Bruins control it. And Bork clears it out. Now an offside pass to Neufeld. 3:02 left. A different Montreal Canadian team, but in opening it up, the Bruins have had 2 great chances.
And the Bruins had better not sit on this. They better keep skating.
Well, in case you're wondering, the Bruins haven't set a Stanley Cup record for the 2 fastest goals, coming 7 seconds apart. The Red Wings of 65 scored a pair in 5 seconds.
Nice play here to Burridge. Burridge tried the short side. Hayward had him. Randy had held on to that gun on the front of the net. He'd have been all along.
3-1 Boston. Peterson takes a hit from Carbonneau. Now it's back to Green. Over to Svoboda. Into center ice, the Bruins. Janney checks it. Carbonneau on it. Wraps it in. Around the boards, it goes to Neely. Neely to Janney. Janney hit. Galley clears it. Going for Joyce. And forcing Hayward to play it, so it's not icing. Green trying to come out. Off for Carbonneau. Carbonneau, 3-on-2 for Walter. Shot blocked wide by Galley. Covered up by Moe. Now loose. Peterson fights for it. Goes to Carbonneau. Carbonneau in front. Shot. And it's blocked. That one by Richer. Kept in by Green. Green behind the net. All our attack here. Bruins break it up. Trying to clear it. And they do. Joyce checked by Chelios. 2 minutes left, second period, 3-1 Boston. Green back for Richer. What an attack by Montreal. I tell you, they can turn it on. No defensive work here. In deep. Janney fights for it now. Deflects to Joyce. Joyce clears it out. All the way down to Hayward. 1:46 left, second period. Chelios. This lead missed by Lemieux will be icing. Well, it's the Flying Canadians now, but the Bruins able to, of course, clear it out, handle the situation, and but Montreal is all out. The defense right up near the net.
I know. They have to open it up. Once your patient system breaks down, you can play that type of game when you've got the lead. Unfortunately, not when you don't. You can't sit and wait for chances. Then the clock becomes your enemy, and that's always been the Bruins' problem. They've always been behind, and Montreal Canadiens have that down very well. The Boston Bruins, not used to this situation being up 2 goals. They're going to have to continue to skate, Fred. I think they're going to need the next one. Their 2 goals is nothing to hang your hat on.
Burridge checks Chelios deep. 1:35 left in the period. The Canadians snap it away and break it out to Lemieux. Lemieux gets it back over the line to McPhee. McPhee rolls it in front. Skated off by Kelvin. Can't clear it out. Kept in. Calvin on it again. Now he clears it out. Ludwig lays it back to Chelios. Bruins kind of back on their heels here, but Bork breaks up a Chelios pass, fires it away to Crowder. Crowder in the center ice to Telvin. Telvin over the line. And a play offside, and the Bruins were really moving well then with Crowder, a touch pass, setting up Telvin on the move. 1:06 left, and the Canadiens.
What would impress me there, Brian Scruton left his check. Randy Burridge was his check. He was so intent on getting the puck. As that unfolded, Telvin made a great play to Burridge, who would have been out alone. Sweeney, he's arguing the offside. He'd like to know who it was, if anyone.
Michael Telvin, a goal and an assist. Bob Sweeney has an assist, maybe 2 assists. I don't know about on that last goal. Certainly he got it to Crowder off the faceoff. 2 goals in a span of 7 seconds. 1:06 left, second period. 15 shots Boston, 11 for Montreal. Back to Wesley. Wesley moves in, shot to save Hayward. He'll be a factor now. The Bruins getting their chances as the Canadiens open it up. But for all their opening it up, they haven't had a shot on Moe.
No, they haven't, and that's something that they're in desperation. They're flying. They're leaving their checks. But it's been individual efforts and great back-checking by the Bruins are deflecting pucks. And Carbonneau had a great turnaround, just took too much time. Bobby Joyce picked him up. The puck not bouncing for the Canadiens tonight either. And a couple opportunities that they worked very hard to get the puck out. Bruins broken down defensively. The puck just didn't bounce for them.
Now the new look Canadiens, masters of defense now on the offense. A steal by Brickley. Brickley in. Shot went wide. Andy Brickley, a superb chance. Stealing on Gainey. And his wrist shot went wide. Johnston breaks it up inside the line and wraps it. It deflects into the stands. Oh, a rare giveaway by Gainey, and Andy Brickley tried to pick the corner and missed the net.
Positioned perfectly. Andy Brickley anticipates this play. The Montreal Canadiens, when being hit along the boards, like to use the middle. They figure on some extra bodies. You got Gainey, thinks Johnson, nobody up the middle. It's a situation. Johnson dumps it back in and goes around the boards a little bit.
Well, that was not the Brickley play,
wasn't the play. It goes
the
back
Brickley
in.
play was superb.
To Gainey again, and this time he didn't opt to use the boards. He got checked the last time. So he sends it up the middle, beats his, the centerman coming through, and there you have it.
I noticed where Brickley was. He's back there. He's not 12 feet away from the net trying to get a goal in. He's ready to defend. That's his first thought. 25 seconds left in the period. 3-1 Boston. Keane to Walter. To Carbonneau. Carbonneau checked by Wesley. Into the corner they go. Walter is hit by Bork. 1-4 on the boards. 12 seconds left. Janney over there too. No whistle, no action. And Janney backed off, able to clear it out. A very heady play by Janney. Stayed away from all the board action.
Right, never got tied up.
Then intercepted when Montreal tried to set it up.
As Carbonneau was playing it. He had felt very confident, had full control of the puck with his feet, waiting to see a player uncovered. Janney bounced on the loose puck.
Desjardins blocked. Bork pulls it all the way down to Hayward, and the Bruins break a 1-1 tie on goals by Neely and Telvin, 7 seconds apart, and lead 3-1. Boston 3, Montreal 1. We'll have intermission highlights in just a moment.
Bruins have themselves a lead at the end of 2 periods of play in their first 2-goal lead of this playoff series. And we, of course, now are in Game 4 with the Montreal Canadiens leading 3-0. But with a 2-goal lead at the end of 2 periods, the Bruins bidding to send it back to Montreal for Game 5. When leading at the end of the 2 periods, Bruins 29-1 during the regular season. To Dave Shea now at Boston Garden.
All right, Tom, thank you. Bobby, this is the first time this series that the Bruins have been able to respond and open up a 2-goal lead on you folks. It'll be interesting to see how you respond in the third period.
That's right. We've been playing ahead of the Bruins just about the whole series, especially in the third periods. And we're going to be able to come out and not play a protecting a lead game tonight and really try and go after them a little bit, maybe take a few chances. We're only down a couple of goals. If we get one early, we'll be right in the game.
Pat Burns had told me prior to Game 3 that he was concerned how you folks would react if and when you lost in the playoffs, considering you hadn't lost since the middle of March. Now we're going to find out, but how do you feel personally in a position where you've got to get together and pull from behind?
Well, we haven't lost yet, so we might not find out for a little while, but you know, we have a lot of veterans on this team. We've got a lot of experience. I think that poise is one of our key ingredients, and I don't think that one loss, when it does come, is going to break our backs, especially if it happens to be in a series that we're leading 3-0. But this game has got a long way to go. The Bruins came back and played an all-out period against us the other night, and I think we're going to have a chance to play one of those periods against them, put the puck in their end, see if we can put some pressure on them.
The numbers speak for themselves. 115 points over the course of the season. There's a statistic we saw earlier tonight that this team, your team, hasn't lost 2 games in a row, but twice, and that was both occasions back in October. What has been the key to consistency this year?
I think the key to our consistency has been good defense, and we won the Jennings Trophy as the team that gave up the fewest goals for the 3rd straight year this season, and you know, that's what we build our game against. Build our game on, and we're never out of a hockey game. We're always a shot or 2 away from being tied or in the lead, even in the games that we trail. And I'd say that our play behind our own blue line is the key to our success.
Of course, they say when you get to the playoffs, it's a second season. But if you play playoff-style defense during the course of the season, it's not a real big adjustment, is it, when the playoffs roll around?
That's right. We don't like to have to change our whole style when we go into the playoffs. We feel that you know, we played well enough. We had a winning record against almost every team in the league this year. We don't have to do anything drastically different when the playoffs begin. Play with a little more intensity, and that just comes naturally because of the time of year that it is. And we like to play conservative hockey, and it's been successful for us. But in this final 20, we're going to have to score goals if we want to move on to the next round tonight.
You have a most impressive statistic, and that is, I think now going into this game, 136 playoff games and 135 playoff points, including this year's playoffs. How do you explain that, Bob?
Well, playoffs is a very exciting time for any player, and it's a time when you can you know, put your best foot forward, and I really enjoy this time of year, and I think that a lot of players do, and it's fun to be successful in the playoffs. We've had a very good run at the Stanley Cup a couple of times in the last 3 years, and you know, hopefully we'll have another one this year.
It seems so long ago now, but when you first were dealt from Minnesota to Montreal, a lot of guys might have said, oh, I don't want to be going into that place. They expect too much. How did you feel about the trade? And looking back on it, was it the best thing that ever happened to you?
It has been the best thing that ever happened in my hockey career. Yeah, it's been 6 seasons that I've been with the Canadiens now, and it's a pressure-packed place to play, but at the same time, it's the place to play because there's no question about which is the #1 team in town, and we enjoy being the focus of the attention, especially when we're as successful as we've been this year.
Well, Bob, and continued success.
Thank you.
Bobby Smith, our guest. Tom?
All right, David, thank you. And it's 3-1 Boston. Game 4 is now through 2 periods with the Bruins in one of those must-win situations to stay alive in the playoffs. I'll be back. We'll look at the highlights of that second period when Bruins hockey continues on your New England Sports Network. Sports Stick from Gillette. Antiperspirant and deodorant. Anything else would be uncivilized. It's a 3-1 Bruins lead over the Montreal Canadiens at the end of 2 periods of play. One other game in playoff action tonight. That's at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And the Flyers have run out to a 3-1 lead over the Pittsburgh Penguins as they try to even that series at 2 games apiece. Pittsburgh brought in a 2-1 lead on that one. We'll check some highlights of that one a little bit later on. We are at the end of 2, and the Bruins leading it by 2. Bruins came into the second period up 1-0, but a man short from the Ray Neufeld 5-minute major that tagged off the first period of play. So a big challenge for Andy Moog and the Bruins as the second period geared up. Now, power plays have not been the forte of either of these teams in the playoffs the last couple of years. The Bruins survive the man short situation as Moog makes a couple of serious stops. Montreal gets one later, though, and Russ Courtnall ties it up.
Teldon intercepted. Away comes Courtnall with his speed, breaking alone. Scores! Courtnall ties it at 1.
Montreal had controlled Cam Neely pretty well in the first 3 games, but he gets one here, and then Telvin another. Bang, bang.
Neely puts it in front. Joyce couldn't get it. Quickly does, and a shot missed. Neely a shot. Scores! Cam Neely makes it 2-1 Boston. Crowder over the line. Telvin in a shot. Scores! Michael Telvin from Keith Crowder.
Just 7 seconds separating the Neely goal from Telvin, and it's 3-1 Boston. And for the first time in the series, the Bruins find themselves enjoying a 2-goal lead over Montreal, 3-1 at the end of 2. I'll be back and we will update that other division final series that's active tonight. Highlights from Philadelphia, where the Penguins lead the Flyers 2-1 when Bruins hockey continues on NESN. Philadelphia Flyers trying to even their Patrick Division title series with the Pittsburgh Penguins at 2 games apiece. The score was 1-1 at the end of the first period of play on a goal by Pittsburgh's John Cullen and one for Dave Poulan for the Flyers. In the second period, Tim Kerr of Philadelphia hits for a couple. This one at 6:57 on a power play to give the Flyers a 2-1 lead. And Kerr with his 9th of the season, here he is again. And another power play goal, his 10th of the season. 8 of those have been on the power play. 9:15 of the second period, Flyers with a 3-1 lead. Gene Ubriaco and the Pens flat, mustering just 3 shots on goal in that second period. It's now at the end of 2 into the third, 3-1 Philadelphia. St. Louis and Chicago resume their series tomorrow night in Chicago with the Blackhawks. Upset leaders in that series, 2-1. And out west, Calgary and Los Angeles, it's the Flames coming back from that scare they had against Vancouver, leading the LA Kings 3-0. Scoring summary second period. Montreal tied it on Russ Courtnall's 5th of the playoffs. That came at 3:57, and it stayed tied until the Bruins hit for 2 goals in 7 seconds. Cam Neely at 14:54, 7th of the playoffs, and Michael Telvin 7 seconds later, 15:01, and the Bruins are now up by 2 at the end of 2 periods of play. Power play is still a problem for both of these teams. Over the last 8+ games that they have played in the playoffs, they have combined to go 2 for 72 power play attempts. 0 for 4 combined tonight. Back for third period action, Fred, Dave, and Derek.
Thank you, Tom. Right there, the puck. Cam Neely going to curl out. It's a situation that the Bruins are breaking out. There's the Montreal Canadiens caught back here a little bit. It's for all extent and purposes a one-on-one with Neely and Swoboda. Neely go inside now, we go a little farther outside. Now at this point, you're going to have Bobby Joyce driving through for there. Neely is going to want to go to the net, however. He's not going to get that opportunity. He's going to have to make the play across. Swoboda plays him very well. Very wisely takes the option to keep the ice away. Now all the Canadians have shifted over this way. No one has picked up Andy Brickley, who's going to go for the puck. A breakdown in their defensive system. Now Brickley gets it off the boards. He one-times it. 2 Bruins behind the net. 2 Canadians in front, not really doing much of anything. And Cam Neely's going to get to come out and come around. Now there's what happens. Swoboda stopped in front of the net. Instead of continuing on to pick up the loose puck, he anticipated it to be bouncing over here. Neely a quick turnaround. A little bit confused, the Canadians that time. Bouncing puck, bounced the Bruins' way. Michael Telvin followed it up shortly thereafter. The very quick goal.
Derek, I mentioned before the start of the game, I believe it's Karen Ellender. I can't read the name, or maybe it's Brian Galliner had written me and asked about Rene Rancourt. When he finishes the national anthem, he gives a little salute and a wave. He said, "Could you find out who he's saluting, who he's waving to?" Well, I asked him. And he said, "Well, you know, I'm a band leader, and we play at a lot of different functions, meet a lot of different people, and they always ask me, will you wave to me at the game? I'll be at the game." And so he says, "Sure, I'll wave to you." That's to everybody he's met.
That covers it.
It started with a lady that was sitting in Section 81. She says, "I'll be in Section 81, wave to me so I know you're waving to me." Then it got to be, salute to me. Then it got to be, well, now how do I know you're not going to be just saluting to anybody? He says, "Well, I'll wave to you in particular." So now he salutes and waves to everybody he's met at these functions.
Well, it's also that little old lady who tunes in just to watch and listen to him sing.
That's
watch
it.
him, and then tunes out.
Well, I'll tell you, he can't
That's
sing.
a little old lady in Quantum.
Well,
our numbers dip after the anthem.
Kay O'Sullivan is
Click.
82 years old. She doesn't tune out. Watches the Bruins all the time. Hi to Lynn Mass and the crew at Players from Art Hoy.
Bumped into a Chris Kiley who wanted to be sure to say hello to the guys at the Topsfield Police Department. I want to make sure to do that.
Yes.
So the next time I go through Topsfield, I don't have to worry.
Highly recommended. Matthew from Dad, Rodney, Beverly, Mass.
Set to go, third period, 3-1 Boston. Ludwig to Chelios. Bruins forecheck. And away comes Lemieux, open up the center, off for Skrudland. The shot, scores! Skrudland, high on the short side, makes it 3-2 from Lemieux.
Boy, if you were already looking ahead to Game 5, don't, because we're not through with Game 4.
Montreal Canadiens certainly aren't finished. That was a goal the Bruins really did not want to see take place, an early goal in this period. Al Peterson right there gets caught. He is out. Now Janney has to come over. Bork comes and leaves Skrudland. That leaves Skrudland all alone. It was well out. Great shot.
And number 24, Chris Chelios.
Chelios also an assist. Lemieux an assist. And Skrudland gets the score. And that makes it 3-2.
Derek, at this point, it would be natural for the Bruins to think, all right, we've got to take care of business, but they cannot afford now to think defense and go into a shell. They've got to play the way they did the first
I don't
period.
think they came out thinking that. Just a picture-perfect shot by Skrudland. Beats Moog up high.
And Chelios back now in the center ice. Over the line, checked by Peterson. Bork checked by Walter, gets it around to Neely, and he's tied up in the corner. Janney trying to dig it free. Canadian lands on it. It's Carbonneau, and the faceoff should be outside the line.
I'm a little concerned on watching these first couple of shifts. The Bruins seem to be gliding, waiting for the puck to come to them. They're turning around, facing their man, not skating with their man. So you can't have that.
Well, this is a position they really haven't found themselves in, or hadn't found themselves in, and that is playing with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and you get that 15 minutes between periods to think about it. Outstanding career playoff record for Pat Burns.
Can't get any better.
Can only, 8-0.
The Boston line is Sweeney, Burridge, and Crowder. Ludwig now over to Chelios, who's checked. And Wesley flips it in. Saved by Hayward, the rebound. Crowder trying to put it in front. Chelios covers the play. Sweeney got it loose. It's knocked away center ice. And breaking is Portnall, but he lost control. And back to cover Kelvin. Check, centering pass. Bounces back near the line. And a great play by Chelios, but he's broken up by Burridge. What he did was shift to a left-hand shot. A rare move. Couldn't quite complete it. Carbonneau fires it in, and Portnall is there to drill one right on the corner. Grabbed by Moog, and a face-off in the Boston end.
Mats Naslund, boy, he has been relatively quiet. Not just on the scoring ledger, but on the ice. He scored the other night.
Dangerous when he's around, though. You gotta always gotta watch him or Bobby Smith. Constant concern out there.
Face-off now to the left of Andy Moog. Boston leads 3-2. And the Canadiens have Smith, Keane, and Naslund with Green and Svoboda. Greg Johnston has played a fine game at center. On the face-off, Boston gets it. He hasn't lost too many. Bork to Neufeld. Cleared in wide. Hayward going for it. Trying to clear it himself. Does. And Smith breaks out. Crisscrossing with Keane. Keane missed the pass, or he might well have been open moving in. Takes a hit from Bork. Johnston trying to move it out. Svoboda checks Neufeld. Canadians banging around in the corner. Galley gets it to Bork. Bork has some time, gets it to Johnston. Handle it nicely. Drives it in the corner. Hayward picks it off with Neufeld moving right on him. Finally gets the whistle and a face-off. 3-2 Boston. Back in a moment. Shots on goal. Bruins 17-13, and the Bruins lead 3-2. Janney out with Carter and Neely, Telvin and Peterson. The draw back to Hayward, now off to Svoboda. Play at center ice, stopped by Peterson. Peterson has room. He's over the line. Drops it for Janney. Janney for Telvin. Swing shot wide. And Green starts back. Janney is back to help out. And the play broken up by Peterson. Janney is an excellent defensive player. Peterson's pass bounces back in. Kelvin takes over. Off for Peterson. Now to Carter. Away to Telvin. Peterson moving up. Flips it in off Janney's stick wide of Hayward. Neely, a hit on Robinson. Robinson gets it to Gainey. Gainey wraps it in. It is taken over by Wesley. Now to Ray Bork. Back for Wesley. Up to Sweeney. Sweeney checked by Desjardins. Gets it to Crowder. Backhander on. A save by Hayward. Bounces for Wesley. Screen shot in front. Blocked. Loose. Dug out. Not cleared. Kept in by Crowder. To Burridge. To Sweeney. To Bork. The shot. High. Blocked. Loose puck. Burridge trying to wrap it in front. Can't. Burridge in the corner.
Crowder is down.
And an injured player. Keith Crowder.
I didn't see it, Derek. Did you?
The only thing is that there's a lot of going on in front of that. The shot might have hit him. But it got Keith in the ribs. It knocked the wind out of him because that was one bullet sent in there by Ray Bork. Pick it up in the replay if we're fortunate enough to see it.
All right, let's take a look at it. Ray Borg with the drive just inside the line. Look for number 18 in the slot.
Hit anything yet. There's Crowder with his arms up. There's where it got him, yeah. He's not moving off his leg. See, the leg buckled out from underneath him. It might have caught it on the inside of the knee. And he jumped in the air, lifted off the ice, numbed the whole leg.
A moment ago, Keith Crowder had a close-in backhander on the net.
Yeah. Tried, the leg just won't move.
Scored 3-2 Boston. Back in a moment.
Well, Crowder appears to be all right. He's gone to the bench for a little attention, but he went on his own.
Jim Narragan's over there. Terry O'Reilly asking him how he is.
Best pressure, Derek, the Bruins came up with since Neely's goal.
Right. What the Bruins did is they kind of sat back and tried to play that shell defense. You've got to be there when the puck gets there. Somebody's got to be around that puck.
Bork breaks it up. Center ice. Goes over the line. Moves into the corner. Holding. Trying to put it in front. Intercepted by the Canadiens. And the clear out to Lemieux. Lemieux drills it. Deflected wide. And the Bruins started back. Kelvin up for Johnston. 3-on-2 for Brickley to Johnston. Tipped in. Save. Hayward bounces around off to the corner. Neufeld there. Neufeld, Johnston battling in the corner. Skrudland. Still a battle. Heavy hit. Ludwig on Neufeld. Neufeld maintains his pace. And Brickley lets it go to Talbot. His shot blocked. Johnston knocked down Brickley in deep. Brickley trying to make the play behind the net. Canadiens trying to clear it out. Brickley blocked it. Now they hit Hogarth and it bounces away. All the way to the Boston end. Galley, Kelvin to Neufeld, but it's taken over by Courtnall. Now to Skrudland. Back to Svoboda. He drives it in around the boards. Offside. Montreal. 15:26 left. Period number 3. Boston leads 3-2.
Ryan Walter has done a nice job, primarily on Cam Neely.
Strong, conservative winger, got the chance to move the puck, moves it. Greg Johnson, he got a great pair of legs. Comes up here, makes a nice play over to Brickley. Brickley's trying to find him back. Not enough on the pass. When the redirect comes, Hayward could respond.
Carbonneau broken up at center ice. He and Wesley battle, and the puck deflects into the stands and a face-off called. 21 shots to 13 as we look at Guy Carbonneau. A new role now. Offense, not defense, as he has Walter on the left and Courtnall on the right. Svoboda and Green on defense.
Without a doubt, this is the best the Bruins have played in terms of a whole game stretch since game 1 when they came out and carried the play to Montreal the whole game.
Boston line 90 minutes.
Ganny, Joyce, and Neely. Ganny breaks it up at center ice. Walter trying to hit Courtnall with a pass. Doesn't work. Carbonneau wraps it in. 5-man defense for Boston there on the line. Galley checked on the boards, and it goes loose for Carbonneau. His shot blocked to hit Wesley. Break for Boston there. And Galley on the clear. It's icing. And a face-off in the Boston end as the seconds tick slowly away since Skrudland scored that goal. 14:51 left in the third period.
Cam Neely having a good postseason. You know, a lot has been written about the job Ryan Walter has done on Cam Neely, but
still doing
it. He has 2 goals in this series. Overall, Cam has 7 goals and 9 points.
Andy Moe.
Smith is out there, and mostly Terry O'Reilly's had Bob Sweeney against him.
That's a good choice.
Smith back for Robinson, though. Robinson, a quick wrist shot, blocked in front. And Burridge starts it back. He has a goal. Center ice. Away to Sweeney. Good play. Sweeney just broken up by Robinson. Beautiful play by Burridge. Crowder back in action. Trying to keep it in. Smith breaks it out. Gets away from Burridge. At the line. He's hit by Smith. Down goes Bork trying to get Smith. Burridge has it. Bork on the ice took Smith down. Smith back up, gets it, loses it to Bork. Bork loses it. Now he's able to clear it out. Desjardins' line pass stopped by Bork. Over the line, Crowder trying to move in. Can't do it. And the Canadiens started back for Smith. Smith hauled down by Sweeney. And 3-on-3 off for Burridge. Burridge deep. Drops it. Shot! Save on Wesley! Big chance! Crowder keeps it in. Crowder for Wesley. Shot! Save! The rebound! Johnston. Check. Puck not cleared out. Wesley able to keep it in. Wesley looking for Telvin. Telvin forced to move up. Clears it in deep. Robinson gets it. Desjardins. Pass up, stopped by Carter and wrapped back in. 13:28 left, third period, 3-2 Boston. Neufeld forechecking. The player who's been a standout and a surprise has been Johnston at center on the line, replacing Carpenter. He's done a great job. Here he is on the left wing side. Johnston over the line with Neufeld, and he's ridden off. Richer forced back by Neufeld. Puck along the boards to Ganey. Ganey trying to come out. Check. Johnston gets it. Johnston over the line. But Neufeld, he's broken up. Right back comes Richer. Richer lines it up to play offside.
Nice play by John Carter.
3-2 Boston. We'll be back in a moment.
Continue to take the play to Montreal after Skrudland stunned him early.
There's the play right there by Burridge to Wesley. Hayward interfered with. Fortunately struck his leg.
Shots are 23 Boston. And Joyce knocked down, clears the puck with his hand, but Chelios gets it now around the boards. Ganey banging into Bork. Heavy hitting there. Puck pried loose by Janney. For Neely. Neely gets it to Joyce. Breaks with Janney. Joyce is hit by Ganey. A wicked hit. But he's back up. Appears to be okay. Bork breaks it up here. Bork able to clear it. Up for Janney. And an injured player. It is Lemieux. And let's see what comes out of this.
Holding his head like somebody took an axe to it. Yet Ganey, when he hit Bobby Joyce, Joyce hit the upright that holds the glass up by the Montreal penalty box. I mean, you talk about a wicked hit. I don't know if we have the replay on that. I guess we're going to see what happened to Lemieux.
There's Lemieux on Bork. Now, he had already slashed Bork. Neely's just going to high stick him. Across the neck. Definitely deserved.
Watch the hit on Bobby Joyce from Bob Ganey.
Now Ganey's got him lined up. No, that's a clean shot.
Oh, right into the upright that holds the glass.
Yeah, but the upright isn't his fault.
Oh.
Good. It was a good.
Awesome hit. Oh, yeah.
Good hit.
No complaint on that.
No penalty.
I mean, the only complaint Bobby Joyce might have is, could you do that in open ice, please? I don't...
Bobby Joyce says, okay, tell me what I hit.
Power play Montreal. In the game earlier, Montreal had a 5-minute advantage, and the Bruins killed it off. Bork able to clear it now. Burridge and Sweeney with Bork and Peterson. And 8 minutes into the third period, Boston leads 3-2. As Naslund gets it away to Svoboda. Driven in around the boards. Burridge trying to move it out. Chelios kept it in. They get it to Svoboda. Svoboda chased by Sweeney up to Naslund. In deep to Keane. Keane, the silent man in this group, has it stolen by Bork and cleared down.
Solid effort there by Ray Bork. Just stayed with his man, knocked him off the puck.
Back comes Chelios. Drives it in. Kelvin going for it. Back goes Wesley. Wesley for Brickley. Brickley can't clear it. Kept in by Naslund. He's broken up by Johnston, and it's cleared.
Well, you can feel the nervous anticipation in this crowd with Montreal down a goal and on the power play.
Oh, yeah.
Lemieux flips it in. Gold blocks it. Clears it up, but not out. Corson able to keep it in. Kick it in deep. Along the board. Corson. Johnston on him. They flip it back for Svoboda. His shot blocked wide. Bounces for Chelios. Keeps it in. In deep. Behind the net for Corson. He's checked. Bruins fight for it on the boards, but Chelios wheels it back at the point. Drives it to the corner. Smith with it. Smith checked by Johnston. Gets it to Svoboda. Over to Chelios. Pass in front. Missed by Lemieux. He was open. He missed the pass. Smith with it. 15 seconds on the power play. Smith lets it go. Deflected high by Wesley. Kicked in by Chelios. Bruins have almost killed it off. Lemieux has Smith open. Goes behind the net. Check. Corson gets it. 2-1. Around the boards. Fought for Kelvin. Gets it away to Neely. Neely in the center ice. Breaking. Off for Johnston. He lost it. And Chelios is hooked down by Johnston. Here's Brickley over the line. Off for Neely. Neely belted off the puck by the back checking of the Canadiens. Janney steals. Moves in deep. Oh, and a shifty name. Goes behind the net. Janney. Janney to Neely. A shot. A save by Hayward. What a move by Craig Janney.
Cam Neely. They want to get him off this ice. Shane Corson's trying awful hard. Dave, you brought up a good point. This is that intensity. The crowd is nervous. The players are the same way. That's the same as you feel at home, they feel on the bench.
Boston leads 3-2 back in a moment.
Here's Peter Svoboda on Craig Janney. Now, see you later, Peter. A great stick move. Peter Svoboda, that's a finesse. Comes out to Neely, gets the shot off. Hayward gets to smother it. Right here, another stick handling, right? Goodbye. When you turn a defenseman like that, may as well be a man short for a second or two.
Robinson with it, and they started out. Teams at full strength. Courtnall clears it around the board. Going for it, Bork. Checked on the play. Puck kept in by Walter to Robinson. His shot deflected wide by Neely. Kept in by Desjardins, the rookie. Youngest player out there at 19. It rolls around, kept in by Courtnall. Great play to Carbonneau. Carbonneau. A drop pass goes outside the line. 9:20 left third period. 3-2 Boston. Robinson is broken up by Neely. Neely over the line. Drives and misses. And all the way back to Wesley. Over to Bork. Bork back. Drops it in wide of Hayward. Desjardins. Winding up. Breaks away from Sweeney. Goes to center ice. Snaps it in. Bo Gable to trap it. And the Bruins control. Wesley away now in the center ice to Galley, and Galley pops it in. Crowder going for it. 3-2 Boston. Sweeney to follow up. And Galley able to get it. Drive it in. Deflects in front. Knocked away by Chelios. Kept in by Sweeney. In deep for Crowder to Burridge. Burridge. Oh, let's see what he's calling. Matching penalties. Crowder gets one. There's a elbow from Chelios.
He got the extra elbow.
Gotta be. There's got to be an extra call on Chelios skating by and flicking the punch at Crowder.
I think he got the extra elbow.
Ron Hogarth was watching.
Antagonized him into that one.
Ah, now imagine he was only going to give the slash or the charge to Crowder. And I believe Chelios wasn't going to get anything. They match him up. But what Hogarth is saying there, Derek, is that it was going to be a one-way call.
He pointed to both of them. You're both gone. Right here, he tries to kick the legs out. There's the slash.
There's the slash. Well, it wasn't a high stick on Chelios before, which is a dumb play on Chelios then. There's the elbow. They called it roughing. That's a dumb play by Chelios.
11:27 left.
Major League.
Or 11:27 in the period, 8:33 left. Crowder for slashing, Chelios for roughing. 3-2 Boston. They scored 2 goals in the second period, 7 seconds apart. Neely and Telvin. Earlier, Burridge. Courtnall, here's a drive by Brickley. Tough angle. It's blocked. In deep, Carter trying to keep it in. Brickley behind the net going for it. Puts it in front. Carter can't get a handle to it for a shot. And Svoboda takes over. Teams are at full strength. Rick Green. Good pass off now on the right. It is Smith getting it to Naslund. Naslund in the corner, puts it across. Missed. And it's tapped out by Neufeld. Neufeld digs it away, gets it over the line for Carter. Carter trying to get the shot, and it goes wide. Neufeld is shot, saved by Hayward. Good rushing by Carter and by Neufeld. A hit on Svoboda by Carter, but back comes Smith with Naslund. Brickley trailing. It's a 2-on-3. Pass in for Naslund. He's checked by Galley. Right squared in deep. Carter there, trying to get it. Keane able to keep it in. Galley sprawls, tries to tie it up. He's out of the play, and now Smith with it. In front for Keane. His shot deflected wide. Robinson in deep, puts it across. It hit a stick, goes to the boards. It is kept in by Naslund. Bruins in trouble. And finally, the puck is tied up near the net. 7:21 left, third period. 3-2 Boston.
Jerry Galley was caught in that Netherland. He kept trying to get back to his stick, and every time he had a chance to pick it up, the play started to move toward the net, and he had to abandon the stick and head for the net. But what's the sense of going to the net without it, huh?
Right, Dave. You know, there's a lot of times you say to yourself, got to get in the play, got to get my man. You lose that stick. One, you feel naked without it. There's just so much you can't do without the stick. Now you're in no man's land between it. Who's got the puck? He doesn't have control. Should I, shouldn't I? Galley opted to go to the net. It goes across the crease. Then he couldn't do anything with it. Finally got it.
For all that flurry, no shots on net by Montreal. They're still locked at 13 shots. Bruins Janney breaks it out to Neely. Neely coming hard. Over the line. A shot was wide. Forced wide by Robinson. Janney keeps it in for Neely. Neely in the corner. Wanting to make the careful play and not the giveaway. Joyce helping out. Joyce is hit by Robinson. They battle behind the net. Still battling. Joyce tying up Robinson. Neely trying to help out with Skrudland there. 4 players. Skrudland gets it. Starts it away. Janney has stayed back to help defense. Skrudland over the line is checked. And Janney back to get the puck. Clears it around the boards. And out to Neely. Beautiful play by Janney. Open is Bork. It's back for Joyce. Joyce's shot. Rebound kicked wide as Neely tried to get it. Bork trying to break it up at center ice. It bounces across for McPhee and played in. Back for Ray Bork. Chops it right out of the zone. Almost too many men on the ice for the Canadiens. Puck cleared off Gainey's hand into the Boston end. 6:15 left. Third period. 3-2 Boston. Bork to Burridge. Good play off the boards away from Richer. Beautiful play by Burridge, and he slides it in deep. Johnston hustles in. Johnston has been a standout at center. Gets the puck in the corner. Back for Burridge. Burridge buried by Ludwig. Turnaround by Sweeney. Couldn't put it on net. Johnston keeps it in. Johnston hit again by Ludwig. And around the other side, Rick Green on it. Green and Ludwig trying to break it out. They have trouble. Burridge forechecking. Johnston. And the puck popped out. Galley swings it back in. 5:30 left, third period. 3-2 Boston. In the center ice, it is Corson. The clear in. Back first is Wesley. Wesley checked behind the net. Battling for it. Falls on the puck. Richer right on him. And finally a whistle. And now Tom Larson, NHL update.
Thank you, Fred. Pittsburgh Penguins leading the series with the Philadelphia Flyers, but they are hurting in Game 4. Look what happens to Mario Lemieux. Runs into his own teammate, Randy Cunneyworth, and he has to be taken off the ice and is hurt for the second time in the game. They are hurting as well because Philadelphia's Terry Carkner scores shorthanded. Dave Poulin with the assist at 7:17 of the third period. It's 4-1 Philadelphia. This update brought to you by Budweiser.
I think the Bruins at this point, there's a penalty, could be too many men on the ice.
Penalty, that's minor for too many men on the ice at 14 minutes, 46.
Boy, Montreal came within a whisker of getting the same call, but Mike McPhee just got his skate up in time and got into the bench area before the skate hit him in the puck hit him in the skate blade. The Bruins not so fortunate, not so close. Oh, you're looking for
well, it comes down to this.
a nail biter.
You're talking about nerves. The crowd before. The penalty killer is given this assignment. Your confidence comes and goes from penalty to penalty.
Ray Neufeld will serve it.
The Canadiens have had 2 shots in this period, so that's superb defensive work, even with 1 power play, and now they're on their second. And their first shot, of course, was a big one by Skrudland. That made it 3-2, and it came right off the bat in the first minute of play in the third period. The shots stand 26 Boston, 13 for Montreal, and here are the Canadiens with a big, big chance.
Fred, at one point, Montreal had a shot advantage of 11-10 on Boston. That's 16-2. Boston has outshot Montreal. The score was tied 1-1 at that 11-10 Montreal advantage.
For a team that's supposed to be down 2 goals and open it up, that isn't exactly outstanding offense.
And the face-off now to the right of Andy Moog, looking at Pat. Imperturbable Pat Burns.
Well, if you're going to beat a team like Montreal, Derek, and advance in a series anyway, you've got to be able to play these kind of situations and come through them.
Yeah, you've got to kill this penalty, and then you deserve the win.
Smith is out with Keane and Naslund, Svoboda and Chelios. Sweeney on the draw with Smith. Second power play chance for Montreal in the third period. Draws back to Svoboda. Along the line, he's chased by Sweeney. Gets it to Chelios, who is forced wide. Back for Bourque. And it's in the pre-stop by Naslund. Fought for behind the net. Ray Bourque gets it. Traps 2 Canadians who fell down, and Bourque carries out and drives it in on Hayward. Keane and Naslund got all tangled up there. That gave Bourque the open ice. Chelios check. Sweeney checks Smith. Chelios starts again. Svoboda now. Deflected into the stands by Peterson. And the Bruins continuing the way they killed off the last penalty. No chances by Montreal.
Oh, while we have a chance, we'd like to thank the Nesson Bruins production crew for another great season. Mark Quinzel, Mike Baker, Bob Frateroli, George Falkowski, Bob Leone, Deb Duncan, Kate Monahan, Paul Carroll, Kim Peterson, Brian Quinzel, Bobby Jett, Amy Rosenfeld, Jolie Bretz, Jack Campbell, Eric Rosenthal, Ted Fine, Mike Blau, Wes Ray, Liz White, Mike Donovan, Nancy Rose, Bobby Whitelaw, and all the TV 38 production crew here at the Garden. Thanks to all of them for another great season of Bruins hockey.
Ray Bourque has played most of the third period. Goes back and tries this out. 1:20 left on the power play. Johnston is on with Brickley. Ray Bourque and Alan Peterson. Canadians started back. Larry Robinson up the middle. The drive in. Ricochet around the corner. Bourque. Now it's back to Robinson from Carbonneau. Along the line, Robinson flips it up. It's golfed out by Johnston. Desjardins off for Carbonneau. He missed it. Bourque clears it. 45 seconds left. Another quick change by Terry O'Reilly. Under 4 minutes left in regulation. Bruins lead 3-2. Carbonneau's pass missed, taken by Sweeney. Not a good pass by Guy Carbonneau. And the Canadians look like they're killing the penalty. This is a woeful attack by Montreal, but a lot to do with it, Boston.
Also wanted to thank Cliff Latanzio. Didn't want to leave him off our thank you list. One of the many.
Not the final game, though.
I know.
What is this?
I don't
ye
know.
of little faith.
That of ye of little faith.
Boys, I've just done what I'm told, you know. I mean,
I'm saying better not be the kiss of death.
Followed
I know Liz
direction.
White has gone to baseball, but not yet. Moog blocks it for Talbot. Not cleared out. McGee with it. Now it's back. Right point. Chelios deflected in. A save. Shot. Oh, what a save! On Mario Lemieux by Andy Moog.
Well, Claude Lemieux looked like Mario Lemieux set up in the slot.
Claude Lemieux, right.
Thank goodness it wasn't Mario. Andy Moog, big save.
You're going to see this pure shot by Claude Lemieux. Andy Moog just snakes out the right leg, gets it on the... It comes from the point, bounces in on Moog. He makes that save. Right there, bang, one-timer, right leg save, Andy Moog. There's a little isolation on Andy Moog. What he gets to see, whoa.
Ooh, baby.
Might have got him with a stick. Thank you.
We need a report on Mario Lemieux because if he's out of that series...
That's all over.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Philadelphia's got Tim Kerr hotter than a firecracker. Got his 10th goal tonight.
17 seconds. And the draw goes behind the net. That's Johnston winning the face-off again, but not cleared out. Svoboda able to keep it in. Broken up on the play by Wesley. Wesley to Johnston. Johnston drives one on Hayward. What a job Greg Johnston has done at center. Now Chelios touching the line change. Swoops to center ice. Now goes over the line. Clears it in. Moog wraps it back up. Neufeld trying to clear it out. Check. Janney helping out. Kept in. Skrudlin a shot. Blocked. And cleared away by Joyce. Under 3 minutes left in regulation. Well, Montreal had their chances. The big one by Lemieux. And Moog came up big. Chelios over the line. To clear in. Talbot around for Neufeld. Neely can't clear it out. Now Neely breaks up Robinson. Puts it over the Canadian line. Too many men on the ice. Could have been called there. Could have been called. And the Canadians, Desjardins, check. Forced back by Neely. 2:19 left. Offside pass and a faceoff.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by your New England area Century 21 offices. Put your trust in number 1, Century 21. And by Nissan, inviting you to test drive the new 240SX, the sports car built for the most important race of all, the human race. And by Sullivan Tire Family Car Care Centers, because family spirit is what Sullivan is all about. And by Chevy dealers of New England. Start where more people end up. Buy a Chevy today.
2:17 left. Regulation. 27 shots Boston, 15 for Montreal. Canadians have had 4 shots in the third period with 2 power plays. Sweeney, Burridge, and Crowder with Talbot and Bourque. Puck kept in. Talbot goes deep on Svoboda. Trying to put it in front. Can't. Robinson gets it around, and Svoboda leads the rush out. Picking up Keane. Off the Keane. Back for Svoboda. Check. Bourque clears it around. Deep Crowder. Able to break it out with Sweeney. Sweeney drives and misses. The rebound is Bourque. Bourque, a shot. Deflected wide on Hayward, who had gone down. And Naslund winding up. 1:45 left. We'll keep an eye on Hayward. Naslund gets it out to Smith. He's forced back, though. Now it is Robinson. Robinson clears it in. Hayward still in the nets. 1:33 left. Galley around the boards and out. Racing for it. Johnston may break in. Tries and misses short side. Rebound kept in by Brickley casually. 1:20 left. Galley moves into the corner. Keeps it in the Canadian end with like a face-off in there. Trying to do it. And the Bruins battle. Robinson with it. 1:10 left. Hayward stays in. And this clear will cause a face-off in the Canadian zone. 1:07 left. And if the Bruins win in Montreal on Tuesday, Nesson will bring you Game 6 from the Garden on Thursday night. Bruins Digest gets underway at 7 p.m. with Tom Larson, followed by Game 6 of the Adams Division Finals at 7:30 live on Nesson. If they took the if out of there, that'd be great.
Yeah, they took. See, now they said all their goodbyes and their hellos, and God bless everybody. Now it's if they win on Tuesday, we'll be back here. All right, I can live with that. I mean, you do have to, at the end of the season, if there is speculation that it's possible. Bruins still have 1:07 left.
Hayward hasn't even made, not the threat of a move. We're looking at Burns now. And not that he has been able to be taken out.
I mean, excellent forechecking by Burge, Neufeld, Neely, Janney. Everybody in on it. Gary Galley went in and killed a lot of time in that corner down there. Would like to have seen Gary get out of there. You know, I don't want... Craig Janney's a great centerman, but I don't want him back on defense.
Janney is out there with Joyce and Neely, with Wesley and Bork. Shots are 27-15, reminiscent of Game 1.
Yeah.
The Bruins outshot them there and lost. But the Bruins are ahead now, 3-2. Janney against Skrudland.
Skrudland's jockeying around here. Now, throw Skrudland out. Had to throw Janney out. Skrudland's way over too far.
Janney wins it for Wesley. Wesley, a shot on block in front. And the Canadiens trying to come out. The Bruins check the play and break it up. Joyce fires it back. Danger down was broken up. 54 seconds left. Neely broke up Danger down on that one. Canadiens away to Skrudland, center ice. Gets away from Janney. Gets it over the line. Broken up. The follow-up. Danger down, a shot, a save. The loose puck knocked away. Bruins with it. Hayward is out. And the puck cleared away. 36 seconds left. Extra attacker on. Chelios wraps it in. Back is Moog to block it for Bork. Bork around the boards. Neely trying to get it out. Can't. Tipped in. Pass in front. Stop. It's Wesley to Joyce. Can't clear it. Tipped in by Courtnall. Blocked by Wesley. A shot wide. This will be icing. 13 seconds left.
You got to say, what did he try to go for the goal for? I think Glenn Wesley just wanted to make sure he got it out. Bruins twice. Very casual about not trying to ice it. Got caught, got picked off. That's what I was saying before, Fred. I never experienced it before when you had, in the WHA, that infamous league, you weren't allowed to ice it when you were a man short. They blew the whistle and brought it back, face off your end. It is so difficult when you can't ice the puck. It's a difficult situation. The Bruins too soft.
You spoiled my night bringing up the World Hockey. Absolutely ruined the night.
I said infamous league, not famous.
Okay, infamous.
So, and what they did is the only rule they had in that I thought was exceptional, that created a real, legitimate, genuine power play. You weren't allowed to shoot it down the ice. When it crossed the goal line at the other end, they brought it back. And you got so many face-offs to win, then you got to beat your man. I mean, cleanly beat him, not just golf it out. Made for so much more effect on the power play.
Now you're making up new rules. We're trying to get rid of that high sticking rule.
Well, you get rid of that.
We got to work on that one.
But
13 seconds. 13, is that an ominous number?
Without 13 in the lineup. Kenny Lisbon, you miss him on the power play and as well as the penalty killing.
Face-off is in the Boston zone. Boston leads 3-2. There are 2 quick goals in the second period.
Where you really miss Kenny Lisbon, Fred, is on the face-off.
All right. For Montreal, they've got Skrudland, Richer. He can drill it. Walter, Chelios, Lemieux, and McPhee.
I think the play will be get the puck to Richer.
Sweeney will take the draw. Sweeney is out there with Burridge and Crowder, Wesley and Bork. The face-off to the right of Andy Moog, who is really only severely tested by the Skrudland shot that was a goal, and then 2 chances on the last power play by Montreal. Here it is, 13 seconds left. Walter gets it. Richer drills it. It's blocked wide by Crowder. Wrapped around by Moog. And Burridge taps it out. 5 seconds left. Pass up over the line for Walter, who has lost his helmet. And the game is over. The Bruins salute Andy Moog. They out outshot Montreal 27-16. And they win the game with a fantastic bit of checking in the third period. And the final score, Boston 3, Montreal 2. Stay tuned next for the Bruins Instant Replay.
Stay alive with a 3-2 win in Game 4 over the Montreal Canadiens. Canadiens still with a 2-game lead in the series, 3-1, and going back to Montreal. It's a very long shot for the Bruins, even with the win tonight, of course, but it is a shot. The alternative, of course, was the sweep. And only twice in hockey history has a team come from 3 games down in a 7-game series and gone on to win it. The first time that it happened was in 1942. It was done by the Toronto Maple Leafs. As a matter of fact, that was in the Cup Finals, and they won the Stanley Cup over the Detroit Red Wings after falling behind 3-0 and came back to win 4 in a row. The last time that it was done, and the only other time that it was done, was 1975 by the New York Islanders. They did it in the quarterfinals against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And in the 4 games of this series so far, still all 4 have been decided by 1 goal. 3-2 Montreal in Game 1, 3-2 Montreal in overtime in Game 2. Then it was 5-4 Montreal back on Friday night in Game 3, and another 3-2 final, the Bruins on the W side this time in Game 4 at Boston Garden. This was the one the Bruins absolutely had to have to keep their slim playoff hopes alive, to send this thing back to Montreal where they could give it another shot at the Forum. Andy Moog had been in goal for Game 1. He was back for his second shot at Montreal now in Game 4. Brian Hayward gets some work for the first time in the series for Canadiens. Of the 2, Hayward faced the most serious threats early. One of those by Andy Brickley on a breakaway off the post. Next one that tests him comes off Keith Crowder's stick.
Crowder to Burridge. Burridge over the line with Sweeney. Sweeney in the corner to Crowder.
Post had saved 1. Hayward handled the Crowder bid before Randy Burridge got the Bees a first-period lead.
Burridge took down a man Sweeney trying to break. He took down Ludwig. Here's Talbot over the line. The shot was saved. Burridge scores with the rebound. Randy Burridge of a Kelvin shot. 1-0 Boston.
5th of the playoffs for the Stumper at 16:28. Ray Neufeld, a 5-minute major for clobbering Peter Svoboda, but both teams have had their problems playing with the extra man. Montreal fails to score with the advantage, although Moog had some work to do. Canadiens did get 1, but it didn't happen until the penalty on Neufeld had run out.
Neufeld gets it back. Talbot intercepted. Away comes Portnoy with his speed, breaking alone. Scores! Portnoy ties it at 1.
But the Bruins about to turn in a near history-making pair. 7 seconds apart, first Cam Neely, then Michael Talbot.
Neely puts it in front. Joyce couldn't get it. Quickly down to the shot. Missed. Neely a shot. Scores! Cam Neely makes it 2-1 Boston. Crowder over the line. Talbot in a shot. Scores! Michael Talbot from Keith Crowder.
Those 2 gave the Bruins a 3-1 lead to take into the third period. Took Montreal just 12 seconds, though, to get themselves back in range. Skrudland the goal, and it's 3-2 Bruins. Bruins don't score here, but what a play by Craig Janney for a chance.
Moves in deep. Oh, a shifty name. Goes behind the net. Janney. Janney to Neely. A shot. A save by Hayward. What a move by Craig Janney.
Bruins holding to that 1-goal lead, and then here we go again. The Bruins called for too many men on the ice. Moog makes one of his biggest of the night on Montreal's Claude Lemieux to keep it at 3-2.
Back, right corner. Chelios deflected in a save. Shot. Oh, what a save! And Mario Lemieux by Andy Moog.
Well, it was Claude rather than Mario, but hey, it came down to a face-off in the Boston zone with 13 seconds to go. Montreal won the face-off, never really got a real threat on Moog as the Bruins managed to hang on for their first win of the series. Back to Montreal now for Game 5, which will be up there on Tuesday night. So the final 3-2 Bruins, who outshoot the Canadiens 27-16 in this 4th game, and Dave Shea is standing by with the Bruins' Michael Telvin, who had a big goal. David?
All right, Tom, thank you. I know you're feeling a lot better than you were after the pass that Russ Courtnall intercepted. You had a fine game, Michael.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was a bad pass, but I was lucky to bounce back and score another goal for us.
Well, you guys came out tonight the way I think we all expected, and you expected as a team would come out in game number 3. You figured, what the heck, let's take it to them and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it today, that we had to come out stronger, and especially in the first period, and show like we did up in Montreal, that where we play good hockey. So we showed it tonight.
Very important for you folks to get on the scoreboard first, which you did. You assisting on Randy Burge's goal. We're going to take a look at that now, Michael.
Yeah, I rushing up the puck here, and I saw Mats Näslund, and he's a forward. It's hard for him to stand up on the blue line, and I shot it right on the net, and he left the rebound here for Randy.
Well, Stump is having a good playoff. He seems to be in the right place at the right time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been playing super hockey the whole year, I think.
All right, now I hate to put you through it, but it was 1-0 and quickly became 1-1 when Russ Courtnall intercepted a pass. I commented that I didn't think you saw him. What were your thoughts?
I didn't see him at all, because I thought Bruce Schubauer was real open. So here it comes. It was a bad mistake for my part.
You'd made a valiant effort to catch up with him, but he's got great speed, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's a fast skater, and he thanked me afterwards for that pass.
You better go check with the official score, Michael, because I don't believe they gave you credit for that point, but they are going to give you credit for what turned out to be the game winner. Cam scores to make it 2-1, and 7 seconds later, off the face-off, number 22 bangs it home.
Yeah, you can see Bob Sweeney here on the right side, or Keith Crowder. He's holding up this guy, and I see the puck comes loose right here.
Slid it across nicely, just onside.
Yeah, and I got a good wood on that.
You think you surprised Hayward on that, or was it just good location?
Great shot.
I'm proud of you. I wouldn't have expected anything less than a response. All right, now it's 3-1. You guys came out tonight. You played loose. Can you go into the Montreal Forum and play loose, as you did in games 1 and 2?
Loose. We have to stay loose, but we have to play good hockey as we did up there. And fortunately, I hope we can come up with a win. We have to play as good as we did tonight and keep going.
You obviously had a better attitude, Michael, in the Montreal Forum for the first 2 games than you did going in there for the 4 regular season games.
Yeah, we can't, like I said, we can't afford to lose another game, so we have to take it game by game and work as hard as we can and see what goes from there.
All right, Michael, good luck and good game tonight.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Michael Telvin, our guest. Tom, back to you.
All right, David, final again. 3-2 Bruins over the Montreal Canadiens. Another 1-goal game. The series goes back now to Montreal for Game 5 up there on Tuesday night. Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson standing by to help us wrap up the evening in a moment. You're watching Boston Bruins hockey on your New England Sports Network. Bruins 3-2 over the Montreal Canadiens. Series back to Montreal for Game 5 on Tuesday. And the Bruins holding Montreal to only 16 shots on goal in this game tonight. That is just 1 more than the Canadiens managed in Game 1. Of course, the difference is the Bruins won this one 3-2. It was the other way last time. Back to the Garden to Fred and Derek.
Thank you, Tom, and our thanks to Dan Pracker of Amesbury Travel. No problem. He has that Delta reservation for Derek and I. 4:38 Delta tomorrow afternoon. No question in Dan Pracker's mind.
No, nothing. They say, got our tickets here on time, ready to go to Montreal. Anything can happen. You say, well, you know, you're down 3 games to none twice in 65 years or something like that. It's happened, but you go to Montreal, and all you do is you got your hockey club focus on that one game. We haven't beaten them in the Forum. Let's beat them in the Forum. Let's go out and give it our best. And out they go. They win that one, they got to come home to Boston. And then anything can happen. So they got life, and as long as there's life, there's hope.
Well, a lot of heroics by the Boston Bruins as they defense Montreal very, very well, particularly in the 3rd period, outshooting them 11-5. The story of this game to me is Greg Johnston.
I think so, Fred. I mean, Terry O'Reilly, because of the injury to Carpenter, was forced to put Johnston at center ice. Played a superb game. He was on the puck all night. He made some plays, got a great shot. He moved it well, and he defended well. He picked up his man. No one on the Canadiens can outskate Greg Johnston, and that's what we have to have.
Well, of course, the idea is give me the puck. If you're the center, you're the playmaker, and he did it. And also, he won important faceoffs.
He won. I was impressed with his faceoffs. He won some big ones. I think he won 3/4 of them, and that is the statistics. If you're somewhere around 65-70% of your faceoffs, then you are doing an outstanding job. And Greg Johnson bared down every time he had the opportunity, and he worked hard. And when you move over from a wing position that you've played for the last couple of years to a different position, a la Andy Brickley, you seem to play very sound defensively, and Johnson positioned himself very well.
And you mentioned Brickley, and he played outstanding defensive work for the Boston Bruins, too, and the Bruins won it by a score of 3-2. Here's Tom.
All right, Fred, thank you. None of the remaining series have yet been decided, of course. There is action in one other venue tonight in Philadelphia, where the Penguins brought a 2-1 lead into the 4th game in that Patrick Division Championship Series. I'll be back, and we'll look at the action from that one and the series standings in the Norris and the Smythe as well, when the replay continues on NESN. It is over at Boston Garden. The Bruins have beaten the Montreal Canadiens 3-2. So back to Montreal Tuesday for Game 5. Philadelphia tonight, Game 4 of the Patrick Division Championship Series. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers. Penguins bringing in a 2-1 lead. And they grabbed the lead on a goal by John Cullen, formerly of Boston University. 1 times it passed Ron Hextall. 1-0 Penguins. Dave Poulin of the Flyers ties it, though, 13:24 of the first period. Well, the goal light actually on well before the goal. It's 1-1 at the end of the first period of play. Right about here, Tim Kerr of the Flyers takes over. Scores his 9th of the playoffs, his 7th power play goal, 6:57 into the second period to give the Flyers the lead at 2-1. Kerr will do it again at 9:15 of the second period, his 10th of the playoffs. Another power play goal, his 8th. That makes it 3-1 Philadelphia. Once again, 9:15 the time. Penguins and Gene Ubriaco not pleased with the way they played in that second period. Only 3 shots on goal. Mario Lemieux now goes down after a collision with Terry Kartner, his teammate. He has to be helped off the ice for the second time in the game. He did not return this time. This is action from the 3rd period of play. Kartner with a short-handed goal now. Brian Propp and Dave Poulin get the assist at 7:17 of the 3rd period. 4-1 was the final score in Philadelphia. And the series is now tied at 2-2. Blues and Blackhawks in the Norris Division play Game 4 tomorrow night in Chicago. Blackhawks bidding for the upset again. They have already upset the Detroit Red Wings, and they lead St. Louis now 2-1. The other one, Calgary and Los Angeles. The Flames lead the series 3-0. Game 4 is in Los Angeles. That will be tomorrow night. The only goal of the 3rd period tonight, as the Bruins came in with a 3-1 lead, was by Montreal's Brian Skrudland, his 3rd of the playoffs. Lemieux and Chelios had the assists, but that was all Montreal needed. They needed another one, or had rather. They needed another one in order to send it on into overtime. Of the 14 games that have been played now in the division finals so far, 8 of them have been decided by 1 goal, and 10 by 2 or less. 4 of the 14 have gone into overtime. And for the first time all year, the Bruins have finally come up with a win against the Montreal Canadiens. There has been 1 tie. Montreal had won 10 in a row prior to the Bruins win tonight. That is tonight's Bruins Instant Replay. I'm Tom Larson, and once again, the final score at Boston Garden, the Bruins 3, the Montreal Canadiens 2. NESN's next Bruins telecast will be this coming Thursday night at Boston Garden if a Game 6 is necessary. It would be a 7:30 start time with Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson, and Dave Shea handling the play-by-play call right after Bruins Digest, live from the Garden at 7. That'll be Thursday night if the Bruins are still alive. 7:30 on NESN, your New England sports network. We deliver. has been an exclusive presentation of Nesson, your New England sports network. We deliver.